Hey, everybody.
What's up, y'all?
It's Try Hard Tuesday. Off of work. I'm gonna play this game with Brian. He can't play.
I can't play it. I'm too young.
I want to quit the game. Do I? Yeah, this works. Tactical assessment, move forward. Hell, there's nummy.
How was your day, Hellbent?
Pretty good.
That's cool.
I saw a dead guy today. His face is purple and his mouth was full of flies. He's not having a good day.
Didn't. No, you didn't.
I can hear myself through your giant.
Oh, sorry. You know why that is because I was like right next to the microphone. I was listening to the part where you talk. Now you shouldn't be able to.
All right. Now, see, the way sound works is that it vibrates the air around you, right? The important thing to remember.
Fucking ear to the microphone.
Yeah, the microphone picks up off of this thing called a speaker, and that's what you hear out of. Now, it's good to. Oh shit! Hold on, I don't even have the chat loaded up right. Oh, what's wrong with me?
I see the chat right now. I'm gonna take a look. Tyler Zeta says the smell of rot is horrible.
Bob Neiman says, yeah, it is. Bob Neiman says, if I was Link, after I save everyone, I think I'd be a sad hermit knowing the Zora girl who liked me's gun. I'd split at the temple steps saying, all you'll do is take from me and you never give. I agree.
That's fair.
Link never stood a chance. You end up married to some Goron that doesn't appreciate him. I can open doors now.
What do you want, a medal?
Yeah, I actually get a medal for that.
Oh.
So I'm like an ultramarine. That means it's hard to shoot at me.
Because you're just so, like, intimidating.
Yeah. And I got magic, and there's like an Emporer.
Yeah.
We never see him because he's like not here right now. He's got stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta dash through that. Oh, it's a trap. That was a champion.
I'm drawing this picture of Butthead, and whenever I try to fix the proportions, it looks wrong because it looks finished. You can't. Every single line on there's perfect.
If you draw Butthead like with the lines like equal and even and all that, it looks wrong.
I've never seen anything quite like it.
It always says really you'll never see the Emperor. He's pissed about how Gulliman owes him $3.50. And I'll take it at $3.50. This game's called Boltgun, and guess what I'm about to grab? Ammo for the Boltgun.
What would you say is the featured weapon in the game?
The chainsaw.
Ooh.
But the Boltgun's good too, and also this head thing that follows you around.
Where did you learn to fly?
I'm Super Mario.
The Aperture Science long fall boots
will smash anything beneath you with the force of 18 kilos, which isn't a lot. But if you move it fast.
This is Cave Johnson.
Yeah, Cave Johnson, man. They ain't never taught that, huh?
No, you're never gonna either.
Why even make Portal 3?
Might as well just be a Cave Johnson prequel story.
Just make a new game, or just keep publishing games like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder
blood.
what their options are gonna be.
Oh, I gotta get more in the zone here. These enemies are really easy. I can tell they're taking it easy on me. They're gonna start throwing something that's a challenge in a minute. I'm gonna be like, oh, there it is.
Oops.
Right now I'm in the bathtub going like, where's the hot water? About to bring it. Whoa, well that was a really good game. A little on the short end, but
I liked how it tried.
it took me 5 hours and 18 minutes, and you know, it's generally good. Did this use the Doom engine? I don't think it did. Toxic Hell asks, is this an official Warhammer game or a mod? It's an official game. It requires DirectX 11, but I couldn't tell you what engine it's running on. If I had to guess, I'd say probably Unity, since that's affordable. Usually, if they don't use GZ Doom, they just use Unity because, like, it's really good for FPS games. Big T says, hi, Hellbent. Hi, Brian. Hey, Big T.
Hi, Big T. Always nice to meet a fan.
Yeah, King of the Fat says, favorite cartoon MILF? Dexter's mom. Got a huge ass. That's pretty neat.
Oh, God.
I think it's neat.
Francine from American Dad.
Fuck, you chose better. Well,
you got to think about the question.
yeah, I didn't really think. Hey, Super Heavy Weapons guy. Hey, Joaquin. Hey, Molten Amber. I assume the grenade just recharges. I'd have assumed wrong. It does not.
Uh-oh.
Brain hurt. Oh, cave.
I feel like you're gonna encounter some creepers in that cave.
Some Darrow.
Oh, but no one knows what you're talking about with your stupid 30s sci-fi crap.
Yeah, they're never gonna release that cartoon, are they?
No one will ever watch my cartoon.
Like 8 years, you're gonna be like, it's coming.
You know what? If we could render a cave that looks like this, though, this is a pretty awesome cave. Like, if we did a Crispin game, I would like it to look like this. That'd be fine.
Oh yeah, this is doable. Like, we could do this in GZ Doom. Like, it would take a little extra work to do this in GZ Doom, but it's still good. Still doable.
Well, who's the... You showed me that guy who does those, like, level 30.
Burner.
Dude. Yeah, that's so awesome. Where it doesn't look like...
Burner's awesome. He's working on a game similar to this in a lot of ways called, Geez, I feel embarrassed that I forgot the name of it. But it's like a Crusader game.
That's cool. This is an awesome game, Hellbound.
Pretty good. I'm liking it. I like that you feel strong and mighty in this game instead of a lot of other games where it starts you off. It's like, well, here's your little needle gun, and you're a huge wuss. So you die in 2 hits.
That's true, yeah.
And it's like, come on, man. Like, you can make me strong and still challenge me. You just got to put a bigger fish in the ocean is all.
Come on, man. You can make me strong, man. You want to talk about that yet? Are we talking about that guy?
Nice. Like, he doesn't need it.
He's too sad.
He's had enough.
He doesn't need attention. He's had enough.
I think he's had enough.
Stream, man. Yeah.
It's taking on the people who really have it coming. I do. Okay, I'll say this since we mentioned you mentioned it, and now I have to talk about it because people will be curious.
No, you don't. You don't.
Picking somebody out of your own concert like MC Chris did is really funny.
It is.
I'm not even saying it's evil or wrong. I'm just saying, like, it's your concert. You're able to, you kick out whoever you want. You know what I mean? It's like a service industry, right?
Yeah.
But I can't imagine. Like, it'd be like if it said, OCDE tweeted a mean thing about me, so I fucking banned him. Oh, get him out of here!
Get him out of here! It's like Justin Roiland. Get him out of here! Get him out of here!
Would I hug Meatwad? I would not hug Meatwad, King of the Fan. That's a mistake. You get covered in grease. Ever watched the movie The Blob? I have watched the movie The Blob. Proteus is good. OCDE. And 1958 movie. I like the song. Beware of the blob. Beware of the blob who creeps and leaps and glides and slides across the floor right through the door. That was good.
I'm gonna like that.
Beware of the slob. Beware of the slob who eats and creeps, dines and dashes on the...
Makes you do the dance.
He throws grenades too. Well, you have one. That was a Chaos Space Marine. He has been corrupted by the forces of Chaos and is now no longer good guys.
Uh-oh.
Too bad for him, because I'm apparently... I like this in that, like, out of the intro, this is on hard. And my characters are already pretty badass.
Well,
I haven't played too many hard mode games, Brian, to where, like, you start and it's like, yeah, you just start ripping into them.
You just start destroying them. God, do you think when Mike Judge put those rigs, like, not when he put the rigs together, but when Titmouse was like, hey, Mike Judge, how do these look? He's like, make it look worse.
No, he's probably like, it's not accurate. It's not accurate enough. It's not accurate enough. And that's called style. Like, whether something is done, like, traditionally well or traditionally poor, style comes into play. And this is a good example of it, this game. This looks like, honestly, it looks like Half-Life 1. It looks better than Half-Life 1. People would be remiss to think that in 1995 we had geometry like this in games that ran well. This in 1995 would have been running at like 15 frames a second. It would have ran really bad. There would have been none of this lighting either. It'd all be like one shade all the way through. Lots of stuff here wouldn't make it, but well, if you did Beavis and Butthead similarly, right, and said, well, it's like the show, but we give them a bunch of extra bits and pieces. Like you have to work on that.
That's true.
Style. I'm sorry, lack of a better term. You're throwing an actual challenge at me. I got throw grenades. There we go.
I'm trying to draw the Butthead, like, I'm trying to get some of these things right, and it's funnier the more I get them wrong. Like,
drawing Beavis and Butthead has to be complicated in animation because, like you said, they are intentionally off. Like they're ugly.
Yeah, they're not designed to look good. So I'm drawing like hair on them and stuff, and I'm like, it actually looks 30 times better if I get it wrong, and like make a hair too big or something.
There's a subtlety to Beavis and Butthead in that they're actually well drawn, but they're ugly.
Yeah, no, it's like perfect how badly drawn they are.
But their bodies are fine.
Beavis has a shovel chin.
Yeah, he does kind of look like a shovel.
I like that.
What if in the movie you replace the Blob with Meatwad? I bet the Blob would have a lot more to say.
I got a lot more to say.
Did he grenade himself? Neat.
OCD says, I'd hug Meatwad, but you wouldn't get covered in grease. It's friendship sauce.
Yeah, someone tried to throw some friendship sauce at me once, and Well, I showed them because I covered him with my hate sauce.
I thought you were gonna say you made him your co-host.
Yeah. My freedom
That'll
sauce.
show me.
Yeah,
freedom sauce is better than lockup sauce. Dude, that interview we watched today with that guy, so awesome.
And nobody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't want to tell anyone but you.
Interview we watched with what? Yeah, you know, Brian, the thing I did with what's his face was good. Remember?
We watched an interview today with the voice actor, and the guy in there at the very end immediately started going like, "Why didn't you add me on Facebook?" at the end of the interview, and it was like really
like, "Why didn't your wife add me on Facebook?"
Oh yeah, why didn't your wife add me on Facebook? That's even better.
It's significantly worse to be like, "Hey, your wife needs to add me."
Yeah,
she
you
hate
didn't.
me.
You don't
is that
matter.
why? Is that why we're not Facebook friends? Is that why your wife didn't add me? Is it because she hates me? Do you guys hate me because of my ailments? My ailments make you sad.
Because they should.
I'm gonna judge you based off
really
this answer, but you just say what comes natural, though.
Say how you feel, though.
Yeah. Don't trim any of your opinion, but just so you know, I'm gonna freak out.
You're about to get like a level 7 meltdown.
I've already figured out what I'm gonna scream at you if you answer wrong, but go ahead and answer your wrong way.
The King of Fat Ass. Ever watched the Aqua Teen movie in theaters?
Yes.
I've watched the Aqua Teen movie 4 theaters. Helmet saw it in the theater. I was a little too old. A little too young.
Everybody was loud.
That's either gonna be a really dedicated crowd or a really rowdy audience.
It was fine. They started screaming when the Nick Knockin' came on screen, and I was like, yeah, I get it. I feel the same.
Oh, those are my favorite characters too.
Those are the ones that I got tattoos on my face of.
Yeah, Helmet, why'd you do that?
Well, the TV show told me to. Don't you remember? I wanted to get a job at Adult Swim, so I started bothering them a whole lot. And I'm like, you know what? I need to show them my true dedication. So I just started getting tattoos, and I paid like, you know, about $38,000 for the tattoos in total. And they still won't return my calls, but I know they know who I am because I'm banned from the building. Oh yeah, by the way, stream chat, let me know if the game volume's a little high. This is a funky fella. Normally I wouldn't make it your job to balance my audio, but I noticed this came out today. I'm like, yeah, sure, let's play it.
We've been having a lot of video game volume issues. But mainly I've been playing like emulated GameCube shit, so.
Well, that's all Brian likes, is stuff from 2004, so, you know, I gotta work with that.
Yeah.
They didn't know what, they didn't know how to balance. Well, actually, I'd say they know less about balancing audio these days than they did back then.
That's true. Even like
back
TVs
then they were
now.
like, hey, let's just like hit the top line and let's just max out everything, to where these days you can't even hear a fucking character talk.
I've been
dialogue,
noticing in
what's
TV
that?
shows. Yeah. That's been a thing on TV shows lately too, and I can't tell if it's my TV, because my TV has smart features that fix that, and all that stuff gets annoying.
It's pretty bad when they have to sell TVs with dialogue boosters.
And they still sound bad.
And it still sounds off because the director's like, oh, they're going to dialogue boost it, so make it even quieter so that they had to listen to it the way I want them to hear it.
There's a technical arms race happening.
I believe it. It's really weird. It's like, you're not listening to it the right way. It's like, I'm sorry, I don't have it. I don't have a $10,000 Dolby Atmos, whatever fuck sound system. Like, well, then don't watch my show.
Yeah. Quit watching.
You know, and then like upgrade your shit before you like tune in because you're missing out on the best parts. God, I hate that. It's like, yeah, let's we'll have the character talk like this, and we'll have like we'll have this sound going off.
Yeah, then something scary is gonna happen. Wreck it, yeah.
And it's like, did you hear that? Because that was really important.
That was the character admitting a truth that we can never retell. We only get one of those words per season.
Plot critical. He'll never say it again.
I actually didn't hear that part. Well, then what's wrong with you? And then they just continue to... Oh, guess I'm not hearing that part.
Oh, hey, howdy, everybody. This is... Let's go in fast. I like this game. It's a little on the easy side, but I think this is meant to be played with a controller. So this is more like a PS1 style FPS game if I was gonna like immediately judge it. It's got its own thing going on, don't get me wrong. Like there's some Doom Eternal in here for sure. Like watch this.
Imagine if it played like a PS1 game. Like the LNR buttons or your camera and stuff.
You could tweak it to be like that. In fact, we got more. We can retrofy this a little bit. Let me kill this frog real quick.
I'm good. Have fun.
You're not the one playing it, you son of a bitch. All right, let's see. Video.
I don't know why language has to be like that, but okay.
Fucker, you fuck.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You worthless cum pile. Let's see. Where's the thing?
You don't have to bring that into it.
I'm not worthless.
Hey, I may be a pile and covered it, but I'm... What were we talking about?
There we go, retro. You can turn the bloom off. Turn the retro color palette up. Okay, that's a little too retro.
That's too retro for me.
So essentially what we're doing here is removing color.
Yeah. We're rendering in less fidelity.
But this really doesn't, this ain't true either, because I'd have to like, I think I have to turn off some post-processing effects, but you know, this is just what it would look like if you fucked up your graphics card.
Whoa. I knocked into my graphics card on the motherboard, and this is what the game looks like now.
Yeah, I'm not too impressed with the retro stuff here, but I think like to make that work, I'd have to like HDR. Oh, I mean, sure.
It has HDR on the retro.
that's more comedic than anything else. It's like, yeah, all right, fine,
that's
whatever
hilarious.
you say. Yeah, and I'd like let's turn post processing all the way off or to low, whenever low is okay. Ambient occlusion off, material quality can stay high, I guess. Then we go to retro, and then we give it a bit of a retro color palette and pixelate the hell out of everything. This looks a little bit more like a 90s PC game like this.
It looks kind of like Minecraft now.
Yeah, which is about what you'd want, global illumination, all that. But, you know, honestly,
yeah, I guess.
While I like the retro look, and I think that, like, hey, look, I made a retro game's great and all, I still kind of like the artistic flair we can get by just, you know, letting the art team do its thing. So
let's have it be the director's vision.
I don't like ambient occlusion. It's like little fake shadows, but they look pretty nice, all things considered. Yeah, that reshade tool I used to made Family Guy look all messed up. People are using it to cheat in multiplayer games now.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
Like, look, look, everything has a white texture to it, so I can see you standing out like a sore thumb.
Oh, that's really
I got to turn
funny.
pixelation down, not up. Here we go. Okay, this is looking more like, this is how it would look, yeah.
Yeah. God, the outline on the gun really bothers me.
Yeah, that outline looks too good. But these textures need to warp around and stuff.
You know, there are games that have that.
Oh yeah, they've
done a very good job
bilinear instead of not bilinear. It's like you got, I think it's bilinear. You know, like
I think you're
bilinear
right.
then trilinear, but what's before that?
Linear? I don't know.
I guess.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, there's
See,
a
I don't really
version
wanna
that
play the game
PlayStation
like
used
this.
that caused texture warping. No,
Well,
you
it
paid
was
for
a-
the game. Enjoy it in its full graphical fidelity.
It was a big cost saving measure for the old PlayStation 1, and it worked. It really did. Because it's like, what do you want? Do you want a PlayStation 1 that costs $600, or do you want a PlayStation 1 now for $300?
Oh yeah, that's true. I hadn't thought about that.
And 3D was new, so it's not like it was an arms race, but not like, you know, not for quality.
No.
That's good. This is just enjoyable. That's nice. It's nice for them to just put out something that's enjoyable.
I was playing CTR today, the original, and I gotta say I kind of like it
No one knows
better.
what CTR is.
Critical Race Theory. I was playing Critical Race Theory. And,
No, you weren't.
Sorry.
That
No, I
doesn't have
wasn't.
turbo
We're playing-
boost.
They know what CTR is because we've been talking about Crash for like 10
No,
streams.
not everybody.
We're
There's
playing
gonna be like two people there. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, why do you use this?
Oh yeah,
why do you use an acronym in regular
52
speech?
people. There are 52. I played Crash Bandicoot Team Racing. There are
Brian's
52
gonna be watching,
people.
gonna be
which
like,
means
hey,
there's two
I
extra.
wanna buy this BBC pay-per-view thing. It's like, what? Yeah, I wanna see Doctor Who.
I love BBC.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I also love British TV.
You can love
Yeah,
both.
there's
It's fine. It's not. There's no law yet.
Yeah, why are there limits yet? Limits on everything.
Fun
Anyway,
is unlimited.
I was playing Crash Team Racing, a video game on the PlayStation 1,
There you go.
and I did enjoy the lower graphical fidelity because I could see where everything was. Also, the wheels are sprites and they look hilarious.
Oh, you know, a lot of games did that back in the day. It's like, why render a sphere when it's always going to be a sphere, right? It's still a circle at any angle.
OCD says, I was wondering why Brian was talking about the Colombian Tactical Response Unit.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Oh, sorry, guys.
OCD
I'll
out
be more-
with the big brain joke.
I'll be more clear next time.
Yeah, thank you. And you know what? I think you owe everyone a little apology.
A little one. Here's a big one.
It's
On my OnlyFans. Sometimes when Hellbent's gone, I just fart for long periods of time and go, I hope he's not coming back in the next minute. And I know he's got wireless headphones, which means he hears me fart while I'm eating a pizza or something. And he doesn't say anything because he's a good friend.
You know, like this, I had a great dream. I got 3 hours of sleep and I had the most wonderful dream. Is I was doing exactly what we're doing right here right now with your little avatar up there. But you're like,
Yeah.
hey, Hellbent, I gotta take a whiz real quick. And then you get up and then like your phone camera turns on and I'm like away. I'm not there, but I can hear you.
I'm always
I can hear
paranoid
you
about that
pissing, and then I
happening,
come
yeah.
back and I just see like you staring down in the toilet with your junk hanging out. You're like, oh, that's better. I'm like, Brian. You're like, what? I know what your dick looks like now.
You're like, and then I say, you already did.
It's like, I did that on purpose is what I expected.
This
I
ain't
woke
nothing
up,
you've ever seen, Hellbent.
my brain rejected that dream. It's like, that's too stupid to happen, but the thought
That
was
could
nice.
happen.
It could.
The
It
thought
really
was
could.
nice. No, I've always been paranoid of shit like that. Dark Side Phil that happened to.
His was really funny, yeah. I'm one out here.
Go on the stream.
Time to go live, but before I do, man, I just gotta let off some steam.
Yeah, well, you and I are always like really self-conscious of like, oh, the stream's about to start. Don't say anything stupid. And then I'm always like, man, there's extra chili peppers today because my farts hurt. And then we're never as fortunate as Darkside Phil who got in front of a camera.
No,
We're not better
no.
than him. We're just more fortunate
Yeah, we are.
that hasn't
You
happened.
know why we're better than him is because we don't like put a little meter up on the screen that goes like, I'll starve to death if you don't give us this much money.
But we will though.
No, I think I'd rather just unless it's like for whatever reason fun. But
like,
I just
see
can't
how much we're
imagine that being
starving?
fun. That's all these little guys. Look at them, blue dudes. Anyways, no, I can't imagine it being fun putting pressure on people to give you money so that you can play video games. Like, I could do... You all play video games for free, I imagine.
Yeah.
Not free, you pay to play them.
You play them for your own benefit. See, 49 people, Hellbent, so 3 people did not know what Crash Team Racing was.
Which about tracks with the viewership between this and CTR.
Yeah, Critical Race Theory.
Yep. Crash Race
What's CTR? Crash Race Theory.
Critical. Wait. Critical Team Racing.
Critical Bandicoot Theory.
Oh, he explodes in little tiny ones. I see. It looks like ammo conservation's coming into play here because these dudes do not drop ammo.
I actually don't know what Beavis looks like when he's talking.
Very jaw-like. His jaw juts out very much so.
Yeah, but I can't figure out where his jaw like. Oh, okay. I had to find a picture.
Guess what they call armor in this game, Brian?
What?
Contempt.
Okay, that's cool.
I do like that, yeah.
I was trying to figure out how to draw Beavis talking because I realized I've never actually paid attention, but it's like it goes down into the side a little bit, and then like where does the inside of his mouth go? And the answer is really far away. His jaw's sticking out like 8 inches.
Yeah.
Like there's all these normal people, and this one dude's jaw just sticks out like 1.5 foot in front of his face.
I met people like that.
It's weird because it's not biologically accurate, but we know people who. I had a friend with an underbite.
I think Beavis has more teeth
like
than a regular person ought to have, or something like that. You should do a tooth count on Beavis.
I'm looking at it, and you might be right.
I mean, like, why would you make it accurate? Just fill in the lines, right? But I do like the idea. It's like, yeah, Beavis has 18 more teeth than the regular human being does. Now I'm starting to take damage. Now it's getting a little spicy.
I'm looking. Yeah, these lip syncs don't even make sense. I'm actually fascinated how the lip syncs work on these guys. They make no sense. They don't even have closed mouth. Butthead can't close his mouth. I just noticed that. It's physically impossible for Butthead to close his mouth.
Not only can he not close his mouth, but he can't smile, which I found to be fun.
That is funny.
I think I left some health back here. I don't know why I'm running back and looking for health. I don't think that's going to be all that necessary. No, let's not do that. Let's get out of here. Hey, Doof. Hey, Cowboy Preston. You're back from jail? Damn, dude.
How was it?
Yeah, how was jail, honestly? Was it nice? I mean, vacation, you know. Anyway, like just going and shoplift like $800 worth of Snickers bars. Like,
going away now.
Taking away now.
I've seen that happen.
Man, if it was winter, I wouldn't blame someone. It's like, well, it's either this or like brave the wet elements, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, I get it.
I ain't laughing, but I get it.
Yeah, I ain't laughing. I get it. There's no but. I just get it.
Mega armor. If I get the crown of leaves, I get 300 contempt, very much anger. So this takes place in a doomed world, Brian, called Warhammer.
Okay.
And the idea is it's like the future of the medieval fantasy things. Like, imagine if there's like Lord of the Rings in the future, like 8,000 years or 40,000 years, I suppose.
Yeah.
Where like they got computers and shit. So this is even further.
Yeah.
Humanity's fucked. Orcs inhabit entire planets. Just thinking of evil things summons evil deities that come and fuck your life up.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like if one of these guys gets laid, they gotta quarantine him and kill him or blow up the planet even.
Oh no.
It's like, someone jerked off on stream. Exterminus, and then they blow up the fucking planet.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's, you know, just everything's fucked, and I like that about this. It's like, it looks real fun with the Marines. Like, it's like, no, it's, I'm playing on the losing team, if that gives you any. Like, this guy, the Ultramarine, he's on the team that's getting their ass kicked by, like, chaos and the idea of sex. Like a sex elemental.
Pretty cool. That makes sense to me.
There's one called Nurgle, who's like the god of disease, and he's actually pretty cool.
Is Nurgle from something? Because he's also a character, and like he's like.
Nurgle, like in general, like
he's
I got an upgrade, Boltgun mag upgrade. That's cool.
Isn't he like the Devil's son?
It's
I
like
could be wrong.
It's like the son of the earth or whatever. Like the devil like jerked off on a bunch of dirt, and then like Nurgle's like something like that. I'm sure someone will correct me. I think I'm Nurgle. I think that's like a direct quote from the Bible.
Oh, is Nurgle in the Bible? He's in Billy and Mandy and the Bible.
Yeah, with two pieces of very important biblical art.
Very
Billy and Mandy
lore.
is referenced in characters are referenced in the Bible.
Yeah,
and Billy Dot said.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and Grim Dot said, "Billy, where's me sight?
Where's me sight, Billy boy?" I think that's Corinthians. Yes.
I was gonna say, I've been called out for the Grim voice. Not even trying to replicate it too hard, but
that's like a nation.
It's so funny. It's a whole nation of people. It's fine.
Yeah, there's like there's white people in Jamaica, I bet.
I haven't looked, but
well, I don't live there, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Correct me.
No, there's Jamaican people and South African people that are completely white. It's just an accent. But...
Jamaican me crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
I don't think Elon Musk counts as South African. He's more like a Zuckerberg, a Zuckerborgian.
Zuckerborgian.
More like Zuckerberg. Oh, okay.
Take that.
Get an email for that one, Brian.
Sorry, Helvin, I'm almost done making you the new rig that you commissioned.
I ain't commissioned jack your shit.
Shh, don't call them that.
Dark Side Brian over here.
Helvin, stop.
If you don't pay my commission, I will stop drawing for a month.
I'll stop drawing.
There are people that do that. It's like, if you don't watch, I'm gonna stop streaming for a month, and it's like, well, okay, bye. Right? Like, I don't
hope
see
you have a
that.
nice day.
I don't see how you win that one. It's like, I'll be back when you guys show up. It's like, what?
When you guys show me a little bit of respect, if you don't mind.
Well, my favorite part is that it works, but not in the way that they want, and that people come and tune in to watch them freak out now. It's like, there's an industry in just being like an easily poked bear. It's like,
Come on now.
It's kind of like the streamer version of the AVGN, except not ironic, you know? Like, AVGN always had an air irony, like...
Yeah, we know that this is a joke.
Unless you're, like, really easily swayed by media, you know James Rolfe doesn't actually go around the house, like, shitting on people, you know? Like, actually shitting on them.
Yeah, he doesn't... That's actually a character he plays.
Mike Matei doesn't go around, like... Never mind. Fill in the blank on that one. Didn't he post a picture of his dick on Twitter? That's funny.
Oh, was that Mike Matei? Oh, yeah.
I think so. I think people got upset about it, but he said he's gonna do it, so why are you surprised?
Who cares? They told him he had a small... Yeah, no, people are saying he had a small dick, and he's like, no, I'll put a stop to that. And he did.
Yeah. So people go on Twitter and show off their body, like body positivity. Then Mike Matei's like, my dick isn't tiny. Like, boo, go away.
Go away, Mike Matei. No one asked you.
Your penis is scary.
Well, that's its own issue. That's a separate issue.
I just see a dong and I just start fucking freaking out, man. I start to rattle and shake. I'm like,
Whoa.
My heterosexuality's hanging on by a very thin thread.
Oh.
Mike Matei's fun.
Mike Matei's cool. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I remember, and I don't know if the chat will understand where I'm coming from, but when I first heard of Mike Matei, I didn't know that James had another guy that he'd worked with for a very long time. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy showing up? It's probably not dissimilar to me, like showing up on streams. That's always a thing.
Yeah, but the fuck's Brian? Brian's been around for years,
yeah,
too.
I know. And that's my problem, is that Mike Matei was too, and I'm like, he's not doing the angry bit. Not that I cared that much.
I think the worst thing a creator can do is start demanding stuff of their audience. It's very, you'll see it work with really bold folks. Usually, like on the, geez, there's not a nice way to put it. The fancier end of things.
What's the fancier end of things?
Yeah, maybe like more modern stuff like TikTok. Does that narrow it down a little bit?
Oh, I guess, yeah. Sure.
Where it's like, guys, we're really not meeting our goals for this week. I'm gonna need you to get out there and drum up, be my PR team and my everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's like when I make you do things, except like doing it to strangers. It's way nicer to make someone that you know do something that they don't want to do.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm afraid to say this game is on the easy side, because the second I do that, and I mean it with my mouth, I start telling mouth truths, then the game's gonna be like, okay, now here's an enemy that you're gonna hate.
This is the unkillable.
Yeah, this one's invincible except for every 38 seconds. He blinks, and you gotta shoot him when he blinks. I'm like, oh god. I haven't done that yet, though.
There you go.
This is fun. This is very enjoyable. This is just kind of like candy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like how the little guys like
nice.
frequently give up. They're like, oh, don't shoot me. They're not even really enemies. They're just there for me to fuck up.
There is something about like an old game like this that like some games try to be steak, and this is just like, I'm just having some candy. You're right. You're totally right.
Need your candy games. I got the purple key. I'm dumb. I need to go back, but I think this also counts as back because it's a big old circle. Oh, the regular grenades are called crack grenades. You know, where I'm from, crack grenade means something different. I went backwards. Let's get at it. It's so easy. Then I get turned around on the simplest damn thing. Everyone's dad looks like Shrek King of the Fat. That's the point of the character.
That's why people kind of like Shrek.
Shrek. I like to just imagine Michael Myers just screaming at people. He's like, that's not that Shrek gonna do it! You fucking... Michael Myers is hilarious to me. We gotta watch Wayne's World. That movie sucks.
Well, I watched it again, and there's a little bit of transphobia in there.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember watching that shit on Comedy Central and being like, oh. Hey, Mike.
God. You ever...
Like, a lot of Michael Myers movies do that joke. It's like, you thought it was a lady, but it wasn't. And Michael Myers is like, oh my. Or then he barfs or something.
That's no lady, it's a man, man.
Just starts projectile vomiting. It's like, damn, Mike.
I'm gonna get a little experimental today. You're gonna actually watch me do stuff.
You're removing the veil.
I'm removing the veil. No one. It's either that or I disappear for a minute, but I'm not gonna disappear. We'll just have fun.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, fun is always encouraged.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but as it turns out, I'm actually not I'm actually just a guy. Just a guy doing a VTuber rig.
Brian's a weenie.
A little weenie.
And there's this third guy who keeps coming in, and I don't know who he is. He just said is.
That's a mirror.
Is the joke that I can hear myself through your headphones?
Oh shit! Yeah, that's the joke. That's the joke.
Oh, I see it now. That's pretty good. Okay, I like that. That's good. See, this is why Brian makes the big. Well, he doesn't make any money, but this is why he would make the big bucks if someone hired him.
My cousin still calls me and asks me if I'm famous yet. Which is like the meanest thing you could ask someone.
Yeah, that's kind of like, is he being genuine, or is he like, you know, does he know that that's like a redundant question?
He's not being genuine. He's teasing. I don't know. He knows that I could be. He always says I could be.
Next time he asks you, like, "Are you famous yet?" Post a picture of him. Post a picture of him in the shower on the internet. Just kick in the bathroom door. Like, now you're famous. Look, it's screaming bathroom guy, the meme now. You're a meme. Oh, that'd be awful. What a fate. Wonder how Chocolate Rain's holding up.
Poor Chocolate Rain.
I forget his name. I don't know.
His name's Chocolate Rain. What do you want?
Sounds like his wrestling name, Chocolate Rain.
What do you want it to be?
Bringing down the chocolate pain.
Actually, I gotta look at the stream and see what I actually look like.
He's such a big deal.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, it looks great.
Beavis floating in the Beavis floating in the thing.
Yeah,
that took longer than I thought. Oh yeah, I should just flip it away, you're right. Which means yours is also. Oh well.
No, I flip it. I can flip it in Sator, but if I flip you now, then I'm gonna have to like put down everything to flip you over and over again.
I know. No, that's okay. I'll just have my head be backwards.
Okay.
What difference does it make? I'm not playing the game.
It makes a big difference. You're ruining you're ruining the menagerie or whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking, like, did I have to flip the butthead head, and then I just realized the butthead head's facing forward all the time.
Oh yeah, that one doesn't
He's the
have to
only
be flipped.
cartoon character. He's the
He
only
doesn't like
cartoon
looking
character
left
that's
or
always
right.
facing. He can only face forward. Of course, this would make a good Flash show.
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead was always something you could achieve in Flash. I don't know if anybody ever said different.
No, I don't know. The show looks good in Flash. But all those people that I used to know that would hate that Beavis and Butthead was made in Flash now, they don't.
They all work in it.
They all work in it, or they work at a Target, and they don't animate anymore. Or I cut them out of my life because they were just like hard to be around.
Mean.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I met a lot of people. I met people who were telling me, like, I wish the people who did South Park would be fired because,
the damage they've done to the animation. Yeah.
Yeah, because they thought that's acceptable.
Now the expectations are lower. Back in the old days, a show like that would never make it to TV. Oh, God. I hear
South
about
Park's
the old
a weird
days
one,
from somebody who never worked on anything back then.
Back in the old days, you would have to lip sync using a fucking X sheet. Can I tell people what an X sheet is? Do you know what that is, Hellbat?
Yeah. Well, I can guess what it is, but it'd probably be better if you just said it.
That's like a big old, it's like a big old piece of graphing paper that says every 24th of a second what syllable goes where and what frame needs to go where. And so every drawing in an animation used to be like X5001A, X5001B. And I remember A and B were for retakes. Beyond that, it would be X5001, X5002, X5003. And it's like, after long enough, wouldn't you just rather be dead? Aren't you tired? And then Flash happened. Even when they do The Simpsons now, I still think they layer the frames like that. I'm like, in Flash, or at least in like indie animation, right? In indie animation, you could just be like, oh hey, just add more frames. You don't have to be like, all right, let's fill out the paperwork now.
That's true. Like, you could just draw and be like, hey boss, I drew an extra frame, and it kind of fleshes this scene out, and it's not like, what?
Yeah.
You know how much effort that's gonna be to get the cells in on that? Hey!
It's not even cells anymore. That's why it's so weird.
Cells were always not great. It was just like the best way to do it at the time.
Yeah, I know. It is a weird thought because like we're trying to make a digital piece of art here. It's a piece of celluloid with 3 layers of paint, and you hang it to dry. Just let it go.
Imagine,
oh no,
like,
the paint drip. Gotta scrape it off.
Imagine the trial and error you have to go through to figure that out too.
I never sold them, but I used to forge tons of animation cells, and like, cause my school, all we did is have these, but they're like,
I
we
never
don't
sold
use
them.
these, we use
Says
digital.
the guy who probably sold like so many of them.
Oh, so hundreds of thousands. I don't brag about money.
It's an authentic Ren and Stimpy cell, and it's like just a stick figure.
It's Scratchy's arm from The Simpsons.
Yeah, he just saw him a Flintstones drawing. It's like it's a.
Well, no. The fucked up part is that people always buy like $100 animation cells of like Fred Flintstone looking right at the camera, going yabba dabba doo. It's like that's worth $6 billion.
My favorite animation cell, and somebody
Midway.
definitely owns it. It's the one where Grounder's smoking the cigarette. No, and Tails smoking the cigarette too. Like where they got that look on their face, like, oh yeah, hard day of fucking work.
I can skim through that. We can forge one of those. We can each have. I can have Scratch and have Grounder.
Well, I wouldn't own it to brag, so I guess that would be fine. But hey, that was the first challenge in the game that I faced. Oh fuck! Come on. Nope, I'm good.
No.
Thought I killed myself by jumping in the water.
I was gonna say it would actually be really cool if we put that in the Toons Talking set. Like on one side we have Scratch, on the other Grounder, and then my next thought was we can't have characters smoking in a thing. There's just something's gonna happen. And
well, it's not that something's gonna happen. It's like there's just long-standing rules on smoking that are honestly fine. Because sad to say, like, people are really malleable when it comes to TV and movies. And although I don't want things censored, it is true that if I put like, if Master Chief smoked a cigarette, a bunch of people would start smoking cigarettes because they go, that looks so cool, Master Chief does it. I know people that like to animate, they're like, I never touch anything in my life. Then they saw Cowboy Bebop and they're like, maybe I'll try a cigarette. I think character looks really cool with that.
Cigarettes do just look cool. That's the problem.
You think I make this jump?
Actually, yeah, go ahead. Why not?
All right, Crash Expert.
Stand on the rope.
Wow. I guess I'm just not good at platformers. What am I gonna do?
What is do you ever see Master Chief without the helmet, or would Master Chief smoke it through the helmet?
There is like a version of him without the helmet on, and his face looks all like puffed up and weird, and that's not canon. It was modeled after the voice actor, I think. Somebody in chat would know more than I would about that. Summoning
that would
knowledge.
Be one of those things.
Of course, they could just make it up, and I just believe them anyways. Okay, I can compare it to other things. Like I see this in adults, like like nobody smokes a cigar, right? And then like Entourage happens, a TV show like that, and all of a sudden, a bunch of people who I know are smoking cigars, and it's obnoxious. How the hell do I get
do
that?
shit on. I remember as a kid thinking, no, I don't do that, and as an adult, I'm like, I'll have entire pieces of dialogue from TV shows. I'll dress like a TV character.
There we are.
I didn't think long coats with like the hood coming out the back were that cool, and then I watched like, God, what was it? Dogma with like Ben Affleck doing that, and I was like, oh, that's so awesome.
You know, Dogma was a good movie. I heard a lot of people giving that one shit. I'm like, I just
that's
don't
like
follow.
The least egregious. That was one of my mom's favorites with the Buddy Christ doing the.
Yeah, Buddy Christ is huge. That was a meme, wasn't it?
But that like, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go, Kevin Smith, meme master. I mean, you know, a lot of studios would kill to have their character go into a meme, even if it was a negative one.
It's weird because Kevin Smith is like, he's one of those post-career celebrity. You know what I mean? Where he just chills out.
No, he did a big apology thing recently to where he's like, and everybody who I know must fucking hate me. Yeah, he's not smoking weed anymore.
Oh.
It's honestly good on him.
Yeah, sure. Some people. Not everyone does this, but
who's your favorite chaos god? His is Corn. My favorite chaos god is MC Chris.
my
want
favorite.
chaos, bubblegum, and
Fat Tony from The Simpsons.
hey, it's normal Anthony.
Have you seen the episode where Fat Tony dies and his cousin Fit Tony shows up and gets so depressed that they start calling him Fat Tony? And at the end, Homer looks at the camera and goes, "They just call him Fat Tony now for short."
I love the mob in The Simpsons. You could have a TV show based off of the mafia in The Simpsons. That would work.
Who shot you, Johnny Tightlips? I ain't saying nothing. What do I tell the doctor? Tell him to suck a lemon.
Johnny Tightlips would be the one who'd survive the most in the real world, though.
I know.
He's like, he just got shot. You want to call the police? I ain't calling no one. Meanwhile, somebody was like, I got shot. And it's like, the police come and just blow their brains out. It's like, you're a gangster. Ow. Bang, bang, cops and robbers. Remember that? That was a good one.
Remember the episode where Chief Wiggum kneeled on Lou?
No, I don't remember that one.
I made a fake Simpsons thing where I like actually looked at old Simpsons like animation cells and I like traced over them and I made like Bill Cosby being defended by Lionel Hutz. Like, Your Honor, no, and it was like I tweeted it at the Simpsons guy. You remember this episode? What year was that? And I got this picture off of Freakiac, and then no one liked it, and then someone did like an MS Paint drawing of Chief Wiggum kneeling on Lou.
Jesus.
Yeah, and people were like, it was like a 3x4.
Yeah,
it was like
offensive.
A portrait picture.
Of course, it gets attention, Brian. Come on.
I did Bill Cosby getting defended in court, and everyone's like, no, that's old news.
Well, it's old news,
Chief
but
Wiggum
like,
committing a
yeah,
violent
the
act.
Chief Wiggum that you mentioned is far more offensive.
It is, but how could you believe that's real? It's the same thing with the Trump thing, where it's
Well,
like,
how could you believe that's
and he
real?
went down the escalator.
I'll tell you, Brian, it's that folks like they're bored and it's fun when you just like go, yeah, that's probably accurate. I mean, it's more fun. My day is more fun if that's real than if it's not.
Yeah.
So you gotta look at it from the
Freddy
perspective
versus
of
Jason.
fun.
Freddy vs. Jason should be what we review next. I'm actually way down for Freddy v. Jason.
I want to see Freddy versus Jason, but I feel like we should watch Jason X first.
We do both of those.
Jason X is such a good movie. Everybody who hates Jason X is wrong.
The Shining is on the list too. The Shining's one of my... The Shining I have like years of prep jokes for. Man, did you hear about the script for Freddy vs. Jason versus Ash?
No.
And they have to like... It was gonna come out in like 2000, I guess whenever Freddy vs. Jason came out, like right after. And Bruce Campbell wanted to do it. 2004 maybe? Yeah, around then. And it had Freddy needed the Necronomicon, so he convinced Jason to go steal it from Ash. Like, Mother needs you to get the Necronomicon, Jason. And then Freddy could start making himself real and come out into the real world with it. And that's already nice. And then at the very end, like, Ash is fighting Jason and he cuts Jason's hand off with the chainsaw, and then Ash gets incapacitated and he throws the chainsaw to Jason, who's missing an arm, and he catches it in his arm, and then Jason now has the chainsaw and he's fighting Freddy. And that would have been fun, man. I would have liked that.
Oh yeah, that would have been great. People would have panned it, but like Freddy vs. Jason wasn't critically well received. It sold really well, but I remember critically people were like, hackneyed formula, not scary. It's like it's Freddy vs. Jason. You're expecting that to scare you?
Well, that's the problem with Batman vs. Superman, is that when I saw that, I was like, it's just Freddy vs. Jason. This is an extended universe. Same with the Spider-Man, what was the No Way Home? As much as I like that, and it's supposed to be a finale, it really does feel like an after-school extra episode, right? Like, none of it feels
fun,
canon.
like, you know, funny what ifs instead of like, you know, oh, super serious.
Well, they don't count towards canon generally, you know what I mean?
No, but what does canon matter anymore?
No, just let's have some fun.
I don't go to the movies.
I've never
like the last time I went to the movies to see a story told was Lord of the Rings.
Oh God.
Because you couldn't really go wrong with that one, you know.
I was gonna say that I've never seen Captain America Civil War, but I know the Avengers are all friends again. So I don't know what I'm actually missing.
There's like some action scenes, I guess, but I mean, at the end of the
like
day, it's still just like two guys fighting in a Halloween costume. So,
unfortunately, and I'm the biggest a-hole about this, but like, I just don't think Marvel movies are that exciting, and there's never like a hook that makes me go, oh, I'm gonna go see Doctor Strange 2. I like Doctor Strange 1. That might be one of my favorite Marvel movies. It's just like
should be
bare
the
bones
audience
simple.
for Doctor Strange and the Mountain of Madness or whatever, but
yeah,
into
the Mountain of Madness, into
something,
the Mountain
whatever the fucking subtitle is.
Yeah.
I want to go back to just putting numbers at the end of things. Like the subtitle one needs to be a like spin-off. If there's a subtitle, it is now a spin-off. If there's a number, it is canon or whatever.
We're talking about that with Crash. It's you get to number 3 and they immediately call it Crash Bandicoot 4. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. What? Is this number 7? What? Crash Bandicoot Revelations. Yeah, I've never. Yeah, I. And that's the thing, is that this is just a new format of storytelling. Is like, and only Marvel can do it. But it's like episodic storytelling that happens movie to movie to movie instead of over like a season, right? You kind of get it with like serialized dramas like Fringe and like the later Star Trek stuff, where it's like 40 minutes to an arc over a year of television. But like, what? There's like 20-something Marvel movies. I don't know what happens in any of. I generally don't care. If I see one I like, I go watch it. But it's like, it's fine.
Well, it's like what they did with He-Man and stuff. It's just marketing action figures to adults, honestly.
It is weird that these used to be things to sell comic books, and now we base religions on it. Like,
but
the new Guardians looks good.
Comic books require some level of media literacy, and you gotta like go out of your way and spend like a lot more money to enjoy a comic than you do a TV show or movie. This is more like weird materialistic character worship for regular people.
It is weird because the movies do just make it a little more approachable, right? Like those. I remember getting into Batman comics and shit. My friend Paul was like, "You got to go look at this, and you got to look at this, and you need to see Long Halloween, and this one ties into this." And I'm like, "What order are these in?" He's like, "There's no order, just enjoy." I'm like, "Whoa, okay."
Whatever you feel it to be, yeah, which is fine. I don't mind that in fiction, but the stories need to be good. That's why he's telling you to read those Batman ones. It's like, look, here's the ones that are like good, and I'm gonna go ahead and like not make you watch the bad movie or whatever.
And what's cool about that too is it's like a dumping ground and a test site for what you're gonna ultimately make into your Marvel movie, right? That's kind of nice because you get a big sketchbook to work with. You can decanonize stuff.
I feel like if you gotta decanonize something, you should just make a different thing at that point.
Well, if you have a TV show and you start fucking the lore up, like Lost, you know. Then
you fuck your TV show up and it gets canceled, right?
Yeah, exactly. But if it's a comic, you could just be like, well, then Batman will come back. Ben Affleck.
But that was just a dream. Like I can do that to any show and be like, well, he was dreaming.
The only show I've really seen like destroy its canon multiple times and keep coming back is Doctor Who. Maybe Star Trek. But like Doctor Who, they'll be like, you're an alien from the future, and then it's like, you're an alien from another universe, and then it's like, okay, maybe it was the future, but also, you know, from an ancient alien race from universe B, and you're infinitely aged, and
Warhammers,
you know what I mean? Where it's like, yeah,
like the Empire is like very like, you know, supremacist. You know what I mean? Because it's an empire that invades people. And folks are like, I don't like that. The Empire is too mean. And it's like, well, yeah. They're like, well, you know, I don't want to play as a mean character. It's like, well, there's some nice characters, I guess. It's like, no, I want to be a space marine, but a nice one. It's like, That doesn't add up.
No.
It's the same set of people who I feel like are like, Family Guy's too violent. Peter needs to be nicer to Meg. It's like, you don't understand the world that they're in, do you?
Turns out this world exists is actually
This world you've created,
safe
Brian,
haven
doesn't
for
fit my
comedy
mental
writers.
dollhouse.
Everything has to fit my mental happiness.
I got a little dollhouse in my brain. That's where all the fictional characters live. And if I see my fictional character that lives in my brain on TV saying the fuck word, I get really angry. And you got to fix it.
There was a Simpsons where Marge made a joke about someone finding her stash, and then people were pissed, and they're like, I guess The Simpsons is now just a stoner pot comedy show. What, Seth Rogen's writing it now, huh? Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, he is.
He is. And that's when it got, yeah, it did
Watch Hotz's party.
Chelsea says, meanwhile, the SCP Foundation be like, there is no canon.
Oh,
SCP
yeah.
stuff's pretty cool. They haven't centralized it to a cinematic universe. I don't know who owns that. I like that it's kind of everything and everyone.
Well, someone will try.
Communal. I don't know. It's so weird that, like...
No, there's like political rumblings even in the SCP thing, which I find to be the weirdest thing. It's like, yeah, well, you know, politically speaking, I don't think that the poopy murder baby would vote for Trump. It's like, okay.
That's funny. Well, I don't know. I never liked Slenderman that much, but I liked the design was spooky at the time, right?
It
and
works,
it's amazing
like,
how...
As a basic horror element, it's like, what if a guy in a suit was chasing you through the woods? I'd be like, that's odd. Usually people in the woods wear, like, flannel.
Well, and also the idea is just, what if someone's so tall, you just think you're looking at trees for a minute? Paul showed me a really good book like that.
That's a real thing that short people have to deal with, Brian, which I find to be hilarious.
Yeah, I have to deal with them all the time.
Like a 5'1" person has to like constantly deal with like with Slenderman every day. Yeah, look out.
Oh no! Oh yeah, I was supposed to draw you as Jay Sherman. I got excited with Beavis and Butthead. God, so yeah, no, the Slenderman thing that I thought was interesting is I didn't hate Slender the Arrival, I just thought it was really half-baked. And that's the only piece of Slender history I was into. My mom was really into, like... Man, I wish I'd played the game with her. I don't know. She might have thought it was stupid, but she really watched those, like...
We know how the game works,
Windows
right?
Movie Maker... Yeah. She watched the Windows Movie Maker stuff. Yeah, but the Arrival's the one where, like, one level is the 5 notes and the rest is, like, horror sim.
Oh yeah, I didn't play the Arrival, now that you mentioned. I guess I just played the original.
One thing that works about it is, in the Arrival, you can, I don't want to call it, the scares are different depending on when you play it. It's random. So sometimes different stuff gets you. So you'll start the game, you'll be like, oh, I gotta go into the house, and then you're about to walk up the door and something grabs you and like, sucks you down. It's Slender. And you're like, oh, that's cool. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that was lukewarm, and that was, I think, the most you could milk out of it. You just keep making those. I'm sure it costs too much, but...
No, you can say about Five Nights at Freddy's too.
Yeah. I can see a movie of that being good.
The creator got ousted as a Christian, which was awful. I can't fucking believe that. And,
I can't. How dare he?
Yeah, so he just like, well, fine, I don't want to ruin the brand or anything, so I'm just gonna let somebody else handle it. People are like, yay, go away, and the guy's still making money off it.
That's cool.
Oh man, dude,
He's
NBC, that's fucking harsh.
Oh, that's rough. No, my nephew likes Five Nights, and people used to obsessively, like a Sonic video I did, like an animation got like lumped in with it at one point. People were like, what does this have to do with FNAF? I'm like, I don't know. Who are you people? But I've never loved that one, but Jim Henson's company is doing the animatronics for the new thing, and that makes me like it more, right? Yeah, that's a good in for me. And that almost seems like a genius move on their part.
Oh, thank God. I was looking for that.
This game looks scary.
I would say a little too much red in the color palette, but
Yeah, War tends to have a little bit of red.
God. Yeah, we gotta figure out how to do tunes talking like this, and then it's just up and I have to edit it. Yeah, it's so weird to me. You just play a video game on YouTube and no one cares. And if you play clips of a movie, they're like,
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the difference between Hollywood and the video game industry. The video game industry makes a lot more than Hollywood for a lot of reasons, and I'd say one of the primary things that video game industry does good is that they don't tend to have contempt for their audience very much.
That's
where a lot of movies, almost every movie, I feel is like, ooh, I'm dead. He's first dead.
Look at that animation. It's great.
It's fun. But, yeah, like, oh, I got hit by the plasma. I thought the frog got me. But, no, again, movies and TV show, they tend to view the audience as like lessers, where in games, they kind of have to impress you. If they don't, then I don't buy the game.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Gee whiz, Brian, why do you think Hollywood hates the internet? I can't possibly imagine why. Could it be that they can't, like, talk down at you, essentially?
Hollywood is so monolithic, too. It's like, when you think of, like, a Marvel movie, it's like, how much input do they actually have? Then I guess with, like, Star Wars, though, they took any piece of, like, fan criticism, right? They took anything anyone said, and they're like, oh, yeah, work around that for you.
No, they did the opposite with Star Wars. They were awful about it. There's all these books that the fans loved. Like, just novels and novels of lore. And then when the new movies came out, they were like, yeah, those are not canon now. And people were understandably upset because they're like, but that was, like, my favorite part.
And they can just pick and choose what they like, too, with that. But the problem with those novels, though, is they were never going to be... turned into movies, because then people would know all the twists and turns, right?
I mean, not everyone, but some of them made it into video games, and some of the video game stuff made it into the movies and all that, but, or not the movies, the books and the video game stuff got along just fine, but if for whatever reason you can't include video game stuff or books or whatever into movies, it has to be changed for the movie every time, 100% of the time.
Yeah, true, because they expect...
Hey, Sleepy Dog's on with $5. He says, shut up, tall people ain't humans. I've seen your bones like birds and midgets are like hedgehog skeletons. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
Is Slender Man a person?
No, he's a monster.
Okay. I feel like a monster sometimes.
Like a Herman monster.
I never saw that before.
It was okay. It came on Nick at Night once in a while. And you'd watch it and be like, well, that was a TV show. It sure wish The Simpsons was on.
That makes sense. I really like Hogan's Heroes. Hogan's Heroes was wonderful. Have I talked about Hogan's Heroes for 8 hours yet?
No, we haven't done that one yet.
Alright, well, that's one of my 5 stories I have. The first episode of Hogan's Heroes, they have a German spy come in. And, they ask about a sergeant who isn't there to the German spy. And the test being that, if he's like, oh yeah, I know Captain Steve, he's great. That means that he's completely failed the test. And then one of the guys doesn't get the clue, and they just told him they have a secret underground place under the camp. So they blindfold him, and they're like, we're just gonna show him everything that's wrong. And then they're like, over here we make fake currency, and over here we do this. And those trucks with the trained dogs aren't really, they're actually puppies. Like they don't, they're not actually attack dogs, so don't worry about those. And if you pull here under the water tower, it'll there's actually a gateway to the sauna. And then at the very end of the thing, the dude's like, all right, I know all your secrets. And he like pulls the water tower thing and just dumps water on his head. And he's like, these aren't real guns, these are cigarette lighters. And he shoots the cigarette out of his mouth. And he's like, and this truck isn't full of tack dogs, it's full of puppies. And he opens it, and the dude just gets like pulled off screen by a bunch of German shepherds.
It's pretty funny.
That's the pilot episode. That's the first episode. It's one of my favorite things ever.
Man, Plague Toad's rough. That was a tough little fight. I still only got out with 16 health.
It looks good. This game looks good. I like the Motley Crue snake logo as one of the pickups you can get.
Yeah, it's all around good. It's not doing anything new, but that's fine.
Why does shit have to be new? Can't I just enjoy this? Let's have fun.
It depends on the audience, but I like that there is enough interest in niche stuff that things like this can thrive. Because back in the old days, when you had to publish something like this on N64 or whatever, you really didn't get a lot of variety because there's only so much. There's only so many cartridges you can have printed off. Frankly, that was expensive.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Imagine, like, you want to publish your indie cartoon, you have to imagine it's doing it on DVDs. That's cheap as shit these days, but even that would be. Didn't the AVGN have DVDs?
Yeah.
Does he still do those?
And now he just uploads them by the. I don't know. He uploads them by the season now. I know. Like you can get like 8-hour AVGN like mixes.
I don't see why you would do them anymore like that.
I don't know. I collect DVDs, but like. I got enough DVDs. So that thing about physical media is like that and thoughts are things I wish I could just turn into a beautiful little library and I could go pick favorite memories out, pick favorite movies out, but you just can't. Life's just, it doesn't quite work that well.
A giant box that just like a mechanical box. Like, you know how you used to have those 250 CD trays, CD loaders?
Yeah.
Imagine something like that for DVDs, but it's like this big box that like stacks them as thinly as possible, right? Like it really puts them in next to each other. So you can have your old DVD collection, a little mechanical box, and like sort them and organize them for you. Now that would be expensive and ludicrous, so you may as well build the DVD player in there while you're at it. But I wouldn't mind one of those if I had a big collection. It's like, yeah, this thing stores 5,000 DVDs, and it's the size of a mini fridge. I'd be like, okay, you got me. But then it breaks and you can't get at your movies, right? Or it like destroys them all.
And accidentally they replaced the microfiber cloth with sandpaper and.
Yeah, the machine just one day decides like, I'm just gonna squeeze the shit out of this disc.
I'm hungry.
Your taste is poor. I'm going to curate for you.
There are great movie tracking apps that I've used, but the problem is then I sell the DVDs and I'm like, oh, I don't have that one anymore. I remember you were laughing because I was like going through my movies. I'm like, no, here I have a 4K copy of Milk, and you're like, have you ever watched the movie Milk? And I'm like, yeah, one time in school. I got it for $1.
Not that you shouldn't be able to enjoy the movie Milk. It's just, when Brian watches like nothing but cartoons all the time, I don't expect Mr. Cartoon Fan to be like, and today I saw Ren and Stimpy and The Simpsons and Beavis and Butthead and Milk. I also watched Milk. Like, oh, all right. Cool.
Harvey Milk's plight was very much like when Beavis stuck the firecracker in his butt.
Yeah, same thing, really. My judge
really,
honestly should be sued for plagiarism.
I was gonna say, Milk dealt with a firecracker called Prejudice.
Ooh, that's deep.
Man, that was pretty good.
The firecracker was also deep. Where the hell's the key? Oh my god, what am I doing?
One thing that does kind of suck about Blu-ray releases is like,
there it is. I
have this box set, Police Academy, the complete collection, and it's a bright yellow box, and then there's like the outline of the main character, and then the logo. And then on the back is a little collage with all the 900 Drew Struzan Police Academy covers. And it's like, those are kind of just lost now.
God, I'm surprised they still like air the first Police Academy movie. I saw it on HBO Max, which will in a few days just be called Max, which totally won't be confusing for anybody named Maxwell.
No.
Or Maxwell.
I do
you can't
think
use
it's
a short Max anymore because they're just going to call you, it's HBO Max. That guy's going to Be sad. Didn't have to eat glass or something. I don't know. I had a long work day. I saw a dead guy.
I had a long business day. A lot of business got done today.
I had to call an ambulance to pick up a corpse. It was depressing.
You just call 911 when that happens? I mean,
no, I didn't call 911. That feels like a waste of resources because, like, he wasn't getting up.
Yeah, I know.
So I just call, like, the regular, like, you know,
hey,
you ever just call the local line to where she just gets, like, the nice lady at the front of the police desk and she's like, hello, what's going on? It's like, there appears to be a dead hobo near the dumpster. Like, are you sure he's dead? Well, his face is purple and flies are making a home in his mouth. I think there's about 50 flies in his mouth. And the crows are looking at him.
52. Yeah.
And the second I mention that, I get an Amber Alert on my phone. Hell yeah. This world's great. You know, I love living in modern society so much. I don't think I could ever get enough of it.
Guy?
Yeah, that's right. That'd be weird. If it was like, we're looking for a guy with a purple face and a bunch of flies in his mouth.
And the dogs smell him.
And everything smelled. That's how I found it.
God, one time my girl and I were on our bicycles and we was going like past the college campus and we just saw a dude who looked over at us, like he passed us on it. He was like in his 50s, passed us on his bike. And then like there was a phone case on the road. And then he looked down at the phone case and the front of his tire caught it. And then he just kept sliding and sliding. And he was wearing his helmet. And then where his temple was on his head hit straight into a rock.
Oh, no.
And then everyone stopped, and then 50 people took out their phones, and we looked around and we're like, I guess we can go, and then we just left. And then we came back, and there was a cleanup crew trying to get, like, human blood off the rock, and it was porous, so it was really difficult, and it was just so horrible.
Yeah, you gotta bleach that.
Oh, man,
like
yeah.
That, you can't just, like, hit it with water. You have to get bleach. You have to kill this.
But
you have
like,
to, like, put something in there to kill what's in there.
I know, it was just so horrible. It was just one of those things I'm like, I really hope he's okay, but I don't know. I'll never know. It's also not, it's a TV thing that they're like, legally I have to tell you, someone died in this house. No one has to tell you that.
Yeah, no,
I think that's interesting.
Funny.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting. And if I was a realtor, I would say that about every house.
A lot of people would buy a house based off the fact that someone did die in it these days. They would. They'd be like, oh.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I'll pay extra. It's like the Aqua Teen episode. I think we can pay cash immediately.
Did you mention the wooden paneling?
Mention the paneling.
That was the funniest thing. For some reason, that was in my top recommendations today. Mention the wooden paneling. I'm like, I know exactly what episode this is. I don't like the way you sell my house. Did you mention the wooden paneling? I told you no cell phone. Kidnapping is actually super illegal.
What I'm doing here is super illegal.
No cell phone.
You're not listening to me.
Michael is a funny character.
Purging sections are really difficult.
Man, I love those sprites.
Yeah, I love the old Doom look to where it's just like a claymation thing running around.
Yeah, I like them when they're a little more spritey like this too. Like, they're probably models, but they look good. I hate lumpy clay models. Like when they look a little fucked up.
I love the lumpy clay models, but that's just me.
Even when I play, I'm sure. You ever, you know, Mario Kart always had that. The Mario Kart 64, they always felt like they were very claymation-y.
I disagree. They look like silicon graphics instrument renders.
Well, they look like that too.
Especially like how they rotate and tween around, like when you pick them in the cart select screen and Mario's head just rotates like, ah!
Mario!
I keep expecting the Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh man, that song is now the Five Nights at Freddy's theme, isn't it? You know the one. I don't have to imitate it. You just know.
Please use the yeah.
Please use the... Poor guy who wrote that is dead, long dead now, but.
And he's still getting emails about like, can I use this in my Five Nights at Freddy's fan video?
People are stalking his family's house. Like, please. Comes back from the dead and be like, please leave my family alone. I just wanted to write a song.
Ooh, I'm a ghost.
Ooh, please go. Oh, hey. Flora says Mario Kart 64 is 2D sprites made to look 3D on 3D tracks. This is true.
That's what we're talking about, yeah. That was my aunt's favorite, I remember, and I was always like, I didn't like it because I didn't like how lumpy they looked. I always liked Mario Kart Wii in particular. Was Mario Kart Wii the first one where they're like, this is like our generic Mario Kart? Like, we're not going to try anything new, we're going to... Oh yeah, that's pretty generic. And everything after that, it's just been like, Mario Kart. We're not going to do any left turns.
What?
What? Every Mario game since then, they do no, they're never like Mario Kart, Space Adventure, you know?
Oh. Well,
Mario
no, they'll
Kart
have a space
team.
Level. But no, they don't
They'll
do
have one
double dash. Yeah, I think they're just like...
Yeah, they'll never do another double dash. Yeah.
I don't know, Mario Kart Wii or whatever, they put in like the kites and all that, you know. They keep the good stuff.
Kites was good. Yeah, it's just, you'll never see like a really like, whoa, they went crazy with that one. They're always like, and then Rainbow Road and Mario Circuit and
then their
Farm.
functional titles.
I know, I just wish they tried different stuff once in a while. It's like when you play the new
Sonic,
Super
like
games.
Sonic Racing.
God damn, dude, just come on. Sonic Racing was very generic too.
I'll disagree with you all day on that. I'd much rather them do the contemporary thing that works than the wild thing that sucks.
I guess I would like them to try something.
That's more fun when you're like just pirating the games and not paying for them. But when you like spend money on them and it's like, we tried something wacky, it's like, oh god, why do I believe in this?
Oh yeah, that's fair. Mario's a werewolf this time.
Yeah, it's a hard sell for me. And the second I see it's like it's a card game with a gimmick, I'm like, okay, I'll wait. I'll wait till it's $20. I'll wait for the next 2 months when they bring it down from $70 to $2 because I get the people to play it. You got that Disney kart racer coming out. I guess you can play it right now. It's in early access, but
I'm not playing that, no.
It looks very like gentrified. They got like Milan in a racing outfit. And I'm like, why isn't she wearing her like outfit from the movies? And like, I don't know.
Man, I like Crash Tag Team Racing. I just didn't like the part where they completely removed all the mechanics that made it Crash Racing. You also notice in Tag Team Racing there was no, the mask wasn't in it at all.
I guess I didn't because they got to shovel so many characters in there. Like Aku,
yeah.
It makes sense that they're like, whatever. It seemed more like it's like we need to compete with Mario Kart and everything else is just kind of, you know, circumstantial. Because Aku in there, I guess. I mean, does it need to be? No, not really.
No. That was one extra model.
Man, you're
it's
right.
One of those things
your
too,
right can must be super loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'll have to fix that. I'll have to call
well, no. What I'm doing is I'm looking... I actually do severely need to get my ear checked. But I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. I'll put in my other earphone.
I'll just keep turning the volume up louder. That'll fix it. I take this very seriously.
I know, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude.
No,
I don't mean to hurt
enough.
your show. Okay.
You have to pay in blood.
Okay.
The new CEO on YouTube's real strict about that, actually. Like, we only take blood tribute. No more cum tributes. We've got plenty of those.
It is amazing how in my right ear I'm like, all right, turn it down by 90%.
Damn.
Yeah, it's weird.
You gotta go to the ear store and get some new ears.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. It was like $600 to get my hands fixed, and my hands still aren't fixed. And that's with health insurance.
Yeah, the cruel realization when you learn that, like, them fixing you is, like, really not doing all that much. It's just, like, yeah, we can, like, cut you open and, like, prod at you a little bit, and you probably feel a little bit okay. We give you the medicine that makes the pain stop, but people found out that it's fun to take those, so we're not going to give you that. You'll be fine.
I just read sudden hearing loss is something that just happens.
Deathlock, good to see you, by the way, man. He says I can go for a chicken fried steaks, a pizza, cheeseburgers, ice cream, and fudge in one day. Ooh, damn. I kind of want like a small Oreo blizzard. I could go for that. Like, some places don't got a Whataburger, and I'm sad for you that you got to deal with some awful stuff like In-N-Out or whatever, some garbage like that, but not having a Dairy Queen would be really tragic. I remember being taken to fancy restaurants when I was a lad, but it was Dairy Queen that I got excited for every time.
I never liked the burgers there till I was older.
Yeah, they get better, but you know, once you start to realize cost, you know, how much it costs versus how good it is, instead of just, you know, I'm not paying for this, nom 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 nom.
God, I do love a good blizzard. I've never like, do you like the blizzards with like crunchy shit in there? Like chocolate?
I like the Oreo blizzard, but you know, putting M&Ms in there is okay.
M&Ms I don't like chewing with the ice cream stuff. I always like when it's something that like melts in your mouth.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the nice thing about the Oreos. The Oreos, they do get a little soggy
Just
in the ice
dissolve.
cream, and they're not really tough to chew.
We live in a wonderful world where we take our cookies and we put them in the ice cream.
One time I went crazy and got a chocolate Oreo blizzard, and then I ate it. I'm like, man, I really couldn't taste the Oreos at all. And you start to realize, wait a minute, vanilla is not a default flavor. Vanilla is actually really hard to get, and it's its own treat.
There's gang wars over vanilla.
Yeah. You gotta she's a vanilla plants.
It is funny that vanilla is both a metaphor for like a little vanilla, but also it's like I would kill your family over this vanilla.
My village lives or dies based off of this plant. People are like, oh, it's okay, it's regular.
Pretty good. Deathlock says you can buy fudge dipped Oreos now. I've tried them too, and I don't like the sudden texture change of like goopy fudge to Oreo crunch to the inside part. It like really throws my teeth around. But I also can't. Can you eat malted milk balls?
Yes, I love Whoppers.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Whoppers are great. Do you ever take like a thing of Whoppers and just dump them in a fucking big old bucket of popcorn and just watch a fucking movie?
I watch a movie. Mine's always Sour Patch Kids for some reason. I love Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, everybody's allowed to have a preference. You can have your wrong preference. It's okay.
That's fine. Yeah, I like sour stuff. Not too sour, but like... I can't eat... You ever eat like... Fucking, like dots? My mom loved dots, and they were so gross.
The gross candy that I can handle are Tootsie Rolls and Milk Duds. I like Milk Duds. They're alright.
Milk Duds are okay. Tootsie Rolls are wonderful. I like the Tootsie Rolls that are different flavors, except the vanilla one, actually. The lemon Tootsie Rolls are really good. And the orange ones.
I only ever had the Choco ones. And they're always a nice treat. The nice thing about them is they last for fucking ever, just like Milk Duds. Like you find, it's like that's from Halloween 2 years ago. Then you look at the expiration date, like oh, all right.
Red Dragon Empress asked what my last meal request would be. Probably a double jumbo jack.
Pretty good
Like
choice.
if we're really going for like, yeah, like pig out end of life. Either Whopper, double jumbo jack.
I'm in the same category. I'd want like a hamburger with 2 patties on it, and some French fries, and a big ass cola.
Oh, big ass cola would be good. Or a good Caesar salad. A really good Caesar salad. I've got the taste for those.
I've seen that written incorrectly as seizure salad, and that always just cracks me up. Like a seizure salad, it's like this salad with red and blue flashing leaves.
It's an SWF salad.
How do I season this? Oh, I don't know. I'll put on some 144 hertz sauce.
Yeah, seizures must have gotten worse since they doubled the response rate of Monitor.
Yeah,
it is weird to think that anyone with a copy...
I think they can pick up on whether people have them a lot better now too.
Oh yeah.
Probably thanks to the monitors. It's like, look, everybody, all these computer monitors everywhere. Everybody's looking at cell phones. I assume we figure out pretty quickly when somebody's like epileptic.
I was gonna say, anyone with a copy of Adobe Animate is now like capable of great harm.
They were always capable of great harm.
That's so funny. But Paul's pretty susceptible to seizures, kind of later in life. And I remember I felt horrible doing this, but when I was animating Crispin, I had the frames laid out, right? But I was slowing it down, so I added a blank frame between each of them, so it was going half the speed, and then I would fill in the rest. And then he watched just a drawing keep strobing into white, and he's like, I gotta go lay down. I was like, oh no. I like ruined his night. I felt so bad. I was like, look at my animation. He's like, I have to go. I'm an asshole.
He probably just was tired of listening to you and had nothing to do with that.
What's worse is I just got to the house too. I was like, check this out. So he probably was. He's like, 5 minutes with Brian. Oh.
Vengeance Boltgun magazine.
Creative Goof, if you're looking for a place to do your teeth, more often than not, dental colleges will do it. And you can kind of fish around. What I did, I had a tooth rot and it had to get pulled, and I basically emailed like 5 different dentists. And eventually someone was like, oh, I know a place.
Behind the denties, you have the wrench and the screwdriver.
Yeah.
Like, open up.
Open up, Mr. Brian. And then he took them and he immediately ran into a pawn shop with them. I don't know how much he was gonna get. Yeah, but
it would be funny if like people who did meth were like tooth vampires and they had to steal your teeth because they just keep falling out.
Oh, meth's great.
That's where the tooth fairy comes from.
God. Anyone in my life I know who's been on meth, like, they get so scary. But I guess working retail, though, I've been able to... I'm not intimidated by him anymore, because, like, they have the whole, like, gonna go for the jugular, gonna, you know, where they're like, jetting around, and you realize...
Yeah,
it's kind of like having a wild
people
animal.
one too many times with their little like pump dog and pony show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's nothing behind the veneer. They're just going for the fast blows.
The only thing that's scary is like I might have a disease and I could scratch you like a zombie. It's like, yeah, you got me there.
Yeah, I already had 2 teeth pulled out of my head, and that was just from lack of care, I think. But also, it can just happen. I've not been the best to my teeth. And I actually have pretty good teeth, but like having 2 removed by 30 ain't good. It ain't bad though. It's not it's just a sign you gotta take.
It's good that you got it done. Isaac Orr asked, "What's my favorite weapon so far?" The bolt gun.
in the bolt gun game?
Yeah, it's accurate. It does a lot of damage, and it's rare for a first-person shooter game to give you your primary weapon that you tend to use the entire game. Usually, whatever's marked on number 1, you just don't touch.
It is funny that they named it Boltgun.
Well, the bolter's like a big deal in like the lore.
Right.
It's like this thing's supposed to be a gun that would like rip through like 1 million tanks in our universe, right?
Yeah.
The overpowered nature of things is crazy. Like even the big armor dude that I'm in right now, like they're just regular creatures that can just like swipe at them once and you just fucking explode. It's like everything's awful and horrible and you're terribly weak no matter all the armor you got. It doesn't matter. You're gonna die. Everything's weak. Everything's deadly. It's like universe where like the universe's equivalent of a cat is deadlier than like a U.S. Navy SEAL.
That's funny.
Kind of like Australia, where nature just kind of like it's like, uh-oh, we got to go to war with nature today. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, well, what do you think I mean? They're scary. Look at them. Come the emus.
The emus are some of my favorite historical.
That's
and the
one of the better ones.
The wave of emus too, the fact just that it was more that they were so weapon resistant of a creature.
Yeah, like guns
And
aren't
it
really
wasn't
the
that
best
they were
thing. Very hard to kill.
Yeah, it's like you have all this military equipment. It took like 3 times the amount, right? It was something crazy like that. It was like it would take like a whole round per emu or something like that. We could if we're being smart, I could look it up. But everyone's heard of the Great Emu War.
Yeah, that one's been memed to death for good reason. Man, I threw some kind of awful grenade thing, and now I'm hurt. Oh fuck, I'm gonna die.
Oh, run, dude! I just realized I can sum up the Great Emu War using
Like when you die and the monsters just kind of run around, like, oh.
Sum up the Great Emu War for me, comma. Mention how many rounds of ammunition it would take, period. Keep it under a page.
Isaac says, fun fact, bolt guns are based off a real-world pistol called the Gyrojet rocket pistol. I've heard of that thing. It's really neat. They take a bullet, right, and all of the accelerant is inside the bullet itself, so it doesn't eject a shell. It just shoots the whole damn thing. And it doesn't make very much sound, and the bullets go zip, but the problem is the bullets have to accelerate midair. So, you know, it's like a weird gun. It would work underwater and in space too. That's the fun part about it.
In 1932, the Australian Army was dispatched to deal with an infestation of emus in Western Australia. The soldiers armed with machine guns found that the emus were surprisingly difficult to kill. After several days of hunting, the military withdrew, having only killed a small number of them. It's estimated it would take between 1,000 and 20,000 rounds of ammunition to kill all of the emus. That was it.
That's a lot of lead.
They switched over to a bounty system, and it was pretty effective. Over 6 months, 57,000 emus were turned in.
That's one way to do it. Weaponize your hunters. Like give the hunters incentive, and they'll figure out ways.
Yeah, that's cool.
I wouldn't trust hunters to take on emus more than the military when I think about it. Like, hunters spend like time thinking like, how would I kill everything in the forest?
Yeah. Oh, John Cleese is working on a Emu War movie, which he's a little late on, but I'd still watch it.
That's fine. John Cleese is amazing. How's he still like alive and doing things? It's amazing to me.
I know.
Very old. How old is he now? Like,
says he's 97.
Yeah, I was about to say he's 90, right?
Let me see. 83. He's actually younger than you think.
He was in Skyrim. He's done video games before.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, he's actually one of the main guys. He likes it, and he'll quote it. It's like, who dare to talk to the blah, blah, blah. I forget what his character was, but like one of the main guys. Like really lore important characters. It's cool. Oh, the heavy bolter.
I didn't know that they had a wild horse problem in Australia. They have a sport called brumby shooting where you take out the wild horses.
I like Australia because you'll rarely find a country that loves nature as much as they do, but boy, are they good at exterminating it.
Nature hates them. And nature hates them.
One of my favorite things is it's like, oh, people give Australia shit for, I think it was an internet historian video. One of his guests is like, people give Australia a lot of shit for how they handled, like, you know, the nature and the culture and all that, but look at the facts. They sent a bunch of criminals over. You should be happy that it turned out like that instead of like way worse. Makes a fine point. It's like they didn't send their best. You know what I mean?
Man, I wonder what a great Emu War movie will be like.
I imagine a lot of CG because I don't think they can just shoot a bunch of them.
No, but I'm thinking they can't shoot a bunch of them. They also can't record them either. But like, man, it'd have to be animated, right?
I figured. I mean, I'm sure you could get a bunch of emus to run around, but like how are you gonna train them to fall over? There's an infinite ammo thing there the entire time. I didn't touch that. I just ran. Oh well. I'm playing on hard, and I'm feeling relatively challenged, but it's really only the purge areas that are getting me. But that's okay.
This is a fun game. Okay.
It's candy. There's one difficulty higher than this too, so that's worth saying. I do like that they put a bunch of trash enemies in front of you to just like annihilate. I think more games need to do that because it keeps you involved in the shooting to where, and in a lot of other games, this hallway would just have no enemies in it. There'd just be nothing here. Maybe one. Where this one's like, well, they're cannon fodder enemies, so we just throw them around everywhere. It's good. I guess I should use my charge and everything more, but I feel like if I charge into these things with as much damage as they do, I'm just gonna get wiped out.
That's smart. Whose house is this?
Lords.
Oh, that's cool.
I like it when a big gun has like a really low bassy sound that's not very loud. It's like pop, pop, pop. It feels way stronger, yet it's more silent.
The silent but deadly blaster.
Plasma gun is strength 7, bolt gun is strength 5. So you got like strength ratings on your guns. Need to see something. Does plasma and shotgun use the same ammo? It doesn't. They just happen to cap out about the same. Okay, fair enough.
The gun looks like it's stop motion. I love it. I just noticed that.
Like
it's got
claymation.
that Doom claymation where the frames don't line up right. That's funny.
Yeah, there's like a 1950s one coming out that looks really good, but I'd really love a full claymation FPS game that like really go like get
Clay Fighter.
No, even better. Like get like the Robot Chicken or Nightmare on Before Christmas guys on it. You know what I mean?
Those people all died of starvation years ago.
I know, but you know, I'm sure they can still work.
That's cool.
This game's fucking cool. Like I'm picking up on the gameplay now, and I'm like, yeah, no, I get it. You gotta play this like you're actually in a war. You gotta like use the environment and all that, as you ought to. But look, there's definitely a secret up here. There's gotta be. Why wouldn't they put it? Like, I'm jumping on that chandelier. You'd think after playing so many games like this, I'd be good at platforming, but no, it's just trial and error. Thing is, in FPS games, at least the penalties you just fell down. That's it. Where in Crash, like, oh, we gotta start the level over. Wow.
Yeah. God,
Okay,
I really gotta get my Switch up and running. My Switch. Am I breaking rules by saying my Switch is on custom firmware and I have not
No, because
You have to boot
you're
tether
allowed to
it.
do that, so you're fine. It just don't say like, you know. Well, okay, I'm not gonna tell you
Yeah, I
what
know.
not to say.
Yeah,
because
but I
that
know
would
what
also
not
be
to.
wrong. But I'm gonna tell you that like I know for a fact that my friend Brian pays for all of his software.
Oh, I do. I pay factually for all my software.
It would be goofy to brag about pirating, because I mean, why would you be proud of stealing things? That would be wrong.
I think that's a sin.
Can't you like buy Photoshop for like $2,800?
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that's
remember-
what they do for people who like are really angry about it. Probably for people who live in foreign countries too. It's like, please don't pirate it. It's like, well, I don't want to pay $30 a month for all the Adobe stuff. Well, you can have a license to install it on 10 computers over a lifetime if you pay us $2,800, something like that.
That's actually not a bad deal.
I think it is a bad deal, because think about $30 a month versus $2,800. Like, how many months of full Adobe service would you get?
Oh, let's see. Let's see. Let me look it up.
Because we're talking months, not days. You're talking like hundreds of months.
Oh, hang on. It would be 10 years of paying for Photoshop.
Dude, I'm
So
gonna
if
have.
you used it for more than 10 years, you're right. that is just 10 years of paying
and I
for
can install it on
Photoshop.
10
Yeah.
computers before it stops working. It's like, shit, dude, just pirate it at that point. Not that you
What
should.
did you just
I mean,
say?
you know,
No, no one would, but like.
no. We love our
that'd
American
be
companies
silly.
and we support them. Adobe's very important.
My favorite is with Photoshop. There was an article called "I Flew to America and Bought a Copy of Photoshop, and it was cheaper than buying it in London."
Yeah, there's a currency issue when it comes to digital sales, to where it's like it's cheaper for me to do things the wrong way. This is especially This is especially a big problem with video games, because what people do be like, well, this game's cheaper in India because nobody's paying $70 for a game in India, because it's like, you know, rent, essentially. So, you know, which is fun. So what they'll do is they'll just buy, like, I just buy it in India, so I pay like $2 for Crash 4 right, instead of 60.
Yeah.
So they take away those pricing mechanics, I just call them like it's a video game. They take away those pricing styles because people will exploit them to get them on the cheap.
Yeah.
So, you know, how do you sell in foreign markets then, right? I don't know. That's tough. It seems like either way you lose out, but most Americans aren't going to install a VPN and, like, you know, acquire like foreign currency so that they can buy a game for less money. I just don't think most
Have you seen
people
those
do that.
VPNs now, where you can pay externally for just basically a key code to use their VPN?
That's cool.
Yeah,
Windows
they're getting
comes
really
with,
good
or
at
no,
that.
Windows and Chrome come with them too.
That's cool. I'm sure you can do all sorts of fun stuff with the Windows VPN.
Oh yeah, I think all you can do is like just see what people see in Google in Japan, which is fun. But
Oh, finally.
oh fuck! Oh, it's not over. Oh. The only sin this game has is that it does the thing that old games did, where they spawn tons of enemies behind you, and I'm like, eh.
You're better than that.
Well, you end up taking a lot of hits because something spawned in a place where I don't know, they couldn't have predicted you would be there, but how could you predict that's where they wanted to put their thing, right?
Right.
So the, you know, prevailing strategy is just get your back to something and hide. Or run around in circles, but if you run around in circles, it's like pushing your face up against the mesh screen. Not everything.
That's what I
gets
feel like I'm looking
line
at
of sight
when I play
shot at me.
VR. I'm trying out Crash Nitro for Kart, and I gotta say, they did a good job on Crash Nitro Kart. That game got shit on.
Why did it get
It's
shit
the
on?
same game. Just that it was like a poor imitation of Crash Team Racing, but it's the same engine. They actually rebuilt the maps from CTR to test it. And I think you can even play them with like a debug code. But
It's
pretty
tough.
good.
Competing with Mario Kart's a hard one. Mario Kart's like a staple.
Yeah.
I said it a million times. I'd have friends and that's like, how do I get my girlfriend to play video games? And he's like, dude, Mario Kart. It's right there.
Girls love Mario Kart. Everyone loves Mario Kart.
Girls love more than Mario Kart. There are plenty of gamers who are women who play tons of stuff. But I'm talking like non-core gamer girl who's like, I like movies and music.
Pick up a controller. It's also just great when you're in a party atmosphere. It's just such a simple. Mario Party is not a party atmosphere game. Mario Party is like everyone's together and they have to focus on the screen, like remember the rules. Mario Kart, you're like just get to the end.
Mario Kart's
nice
a game that I don't feel any kind of competitive need to win. So like when I'm racing with somebody and they get me with like the lightning bolt or like the blue shell, I find it more funny than anything. It's like, oh, RNG fucked me that time.
That's the fun part of the RNG.
Where like you run across some good players who are like, oh, I've already strategically planned to get blue shell 5 times because usually I'm lapping people at this point.
Oh, I do that all the time. That's like the only way I play racing games now.
Oh no, I get it. Like, why wouldn't you play to win, of course?
No,
I'd
but
argue
like
that fundamentally, though, if you're trying to get somebody to enjoy something, the worst thing that you could do is just like stomp the shit out of them. You know, it's like, all right, you want to play a game?
Yeah, well, my grandpa loves. My grandpa, he can't do Mario Kart, right? He doesn't love it, but like he can do it when there's no items on the track. That's the only way you can play.
That's fair. It's boring, but fair. He likes it that way.
Well, shit. We were playing it when he was like 70, you know. It's like video games. Video games don't interest him.
Like you're
No,
screaming, like, you're playing wrong, Grandpa.
He's never been like that. He's like, all right, fuck it, fine. Well, it's not. My grandpa was never like, whoop my parents. He's always.
It is interesting how age gets some people to where some people, like, you know, they're 70 and they're perfectly loose, and it's like, oh, hello, how are you doing today? And then you run across somebody else like, oh, it's like almost a zombie.
God. I've met
I wonder what causes that. That's got to be
but...
some like unknown disease causing that we haven't figured out yet. And we're like, no, it's
just like
old
severe
age.
aging.
It's just like it's called like ping pong disease, and like, you know, you can cure it by eating broccoli every morning or something. But like we're like, oh, broccoli.
It is always like. I remember thinking this as a kid, but it's never like no one ever dies of old age. They always die of complications through old age, right?
Most deaths are cardiac arrest, which just means that your body stopped working.
Yeah, that's how my mom died, cardiac arrest. I think it was sleep apnea, but there's a lot of...
Well, I mean, that would cause your heart to stop because you don't breathe.
That's true. Cardiac arrest is the symptom of that. Yeah, it's true.
Isaac Moore earlier said, fun fact, bolt guns use traditional charge to get that gyrojet round going, then the gyrojet rocket kicks in to maintain that speed. Ooh, interesting.
Huh.
So it's got like a cab that goes boom and shoots it out quick, then the rocket keeps that momentum.
Huh. That's useful.
Chelsea says sexual cannibalism is a thing not unheard of for people to put a bit of themselves in a meal for romantic partners. Usually the guy at DoorDash just jerks off into my sandwich and I didn't even ask.
Yeah, I met a girl that liked having like her hair in my food.
That's fucking awful.
I don't want anyone. I don't know. I don't want anyone's hair in my food.
I put a pube in your soup, and now I can feel your thoughts.
Would you like to try this Cuban dish?
Cuban. That's pretty good. Too spicy for me, thanks.
Too spicy for me. Public found a dead guy today.
Yeah, that was fun. Man, that smell. Ooh-wee. That was the first. That's how I noticed. I was like, walked out back and I was like, oh, whoa. Like, you know, you ever smell like a dead possum or something? It's like, oh, fuck. Oh, something died here. It was
I've
like
smelled
that,
a
but
dead rat before, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even breathe in through my mouth without like feeling it. It's like, oh man, I can still tell there's a dead body.
I would not breathe in through my mouth if someone farted, let alone.
I didn't enjoy
like
that, but you know, I guess it's a fact of life. I don't think that's gonna kill you, but
no, but I'd rather smell it than taste it. You know what I mean?
yeah, I wouldn't joyous at it. I wouldn't like, yay, what a cool day.
I'm the sheriff.
I got a 3-hour nap, and I still consider that yesterday. It's just easier.
I do that too.
And it's like summer's like right here, so of course there's like 100 flies in his mouth, and that was fun. I was like, man, there's a lot of bugs out today.
There's a lot of bugs in today.
Ambulance picking him up was kind of funny, I have to admit. It was like, I don't know about
they checked his pulse.
Yeah, they did. I get it. Like, you know, you don't want to fuck that one up and be like, oh, he's alive. He just had a lot of flies in his mouth.
Oh, man.
You're going to run across someone like that. He's like, no, I was just sleeping and a million flies jumped in my mouth and ate all my spit. Happens.
I hate when that happens. It's a bad Tuesday for me.
They're my friends. Clean my teeth.
Usually I'll clean my teeth are. God, in Doctor Sleep, Danny Torrance says like when he sees people are about to die, he starts seeing flies in their mouths and like behind their eyes. And I think about that a lot.
Yeah, the flies will find you. They're programmed to. But if you didn't have the flies, all right, like every time something died, it would just sit there. I don't know what they want me to do here necessarily.
You turn into sand eventually.
Oh. It's a dumb solution, but all right.
It's like when you watch that fast
turn
forward
into
footage
dust.
of like a fox. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I really don't. I've been playing on autopilot. My brain's not even like really processing the game. This is all just like muscle memory.
I haven't been thinking about the game at all. I'm sorry.
This is the best thing about FPS games, though, is that like you can just play by muscle memory. It doesn't matter which one it is, really. There's a few exceptions to the rules, like maybe Bulletstorm, to where like you're encouraged to do really like, you know, funky stuff to kill things. But games like this, it's like, nah, see, I just walk forward and see a little dot in the screen, put it right in the center. And then you pull the trigger. Then once in a while,
that's where it goes.
You pull out the big gun. Ah!
I'm gonna be a big soldier.
You got fucking revived. Ah! I get why that guy's a chosen champion now. The big gun gets me hurt. Funny enough, the big gun is best against a bunch of little tiny guys. Which I assume is what you'd use a big gun for normally. It's like a bunch of people, not like, you know, in the military, I don't think they invented the light machine gun to take out like one big strong man.
You're not getting through here unless you get through me.
You had to shoot him like 80 times before he falls over.
Yeah, in real life, like,
a real life video game war thing would be the funniest goddamn war ever.
Right?
Like, I'm Big Billy. You can't get your tank past me. And he'd like destroy 50 of them with his big bulbous gut and just smash them, and then they'd have to like hit him with napalm. He's like, oh, fire! I'm weak to that. Who told you that I'm weak to fire?
I'm gonna hang out under the chandelier.
Yeah, you gotta knock down the chandelier on Big Billy in order to like cross Hamburger Hill or whatever.
I'm Big Billy and I'm mad.
Here I come, I'm Big Billy. It's like, fuck, they got Big Billy. That's against the Geneva Convention.
No more two-hit enemies.
You know, the Red Cross is trying to convince people to stop violating war crimes in video games.
Really?
Yeah,
like
I know
this
it's
is like
kind
practice?
of a joke. But the Red Cross is the reason why they had to take out the Red Pluses in Doom and replace them. It's the Red Cross, right?
What do they
Obviously.
replace with?
Shit.
Yeah, what do they replace with?
A lame. I forget what they replaced it with now that you mentioned it, because
I always think of the red. I always think of pluses. Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Doom Health Kit, the stim pack. I just see a little like white box with the red plus. I forgot exactly what they did, but it looks off. It just doesn't look good, the replacement.
It's such a universal symbol of like health. I like that. Yeah, Red Cross is like, see the way you're like doing these finisher moves. It's against the Geneva Convention.
Yeah, like, well, Red Cross, how do you recommend I kill an enemy soldier? Then it's like, well, you should try to shoot them in the leg or something. It's like, Red Cross is never gonna win a war. If I was going up to war against the Red Cross, that'd be awesome. I'd like wear body padding on everything except my face. Make sure it's extra flammable because they can't light me on fire, or else you gotta pay someone to come and put me out and be like, Red Cross guy, I'm on fire.
It would be like Rick. It would be like Rick, where he's like with the dinosaurs, and he's like, you gotta play my game or you're gonna lose. You gotta kill me.
It would just become like a schoolyard, like, well, actually, you're breaking the rules. This isn't how we play Death Tag.
Death Tag. Hellbent plays Death Tag.
And Doomy called it Skull Tag.
Yes. You do. That's how we do it.
I love unreasonably long staircases in video games. I always think in real life I'd hate this. I'd be like, man, why's it gotta be 18 flights? Damn.
It's like in Ghostbusters when it cuts up and there's like a matte painting of the stairs going down up for infinity.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
those are always funny.
I don't care how fit you are, you're gonna feel that in your knees. You know,
I know.
After about 20 flights, you're gonna be like, oh boy, that's a lot of upward momentum I got there. I'm getting a little bit of a workout at the very minimum.
God, I was just thinking about I've been working on my knees because I fucked my knees up just doing regular like freight work, and if you just put enough pressure on your knee, it goes bad. So it hurts kind of like every once in a while. It used to hurt all the time, and then like today I tried jogging up a flight of stairs and I immediately was like, oh, I'm in pain again. That was it. I'm like, I can never run again. This sucks.
Oh, actually, good news on that. Running's been confirmed for you. He was bad as far as workouts go.
Insanely bad for you. Yeah, no, I told you the story about me going up. I did a 14-mile run. It was the most I'd ever run. I went 14 miles. And on mile 14, I was like running up a hill. You're running up that hill. And you're not gonna believe it, but my body just suddenly gave up. My knee just went like down, and then so did the rest of my body. It was not an enjoyable experience.
It's always a fun feeling when your bones say nah, and it's like, uh-oh. I can feel that in my shin bone once in a while, like when I'm lifting something really heavy, and like my shin bone's like, are you sure?
Yeah. Like you gotta.
You know,
like,
you know we're feeling that in the marrow right now. You know what your marrow is?
Hey pal, you know what the marrow is?
I like to think
it should be feeling it.
Each of my organs and bones and all that is like being people with their own little like world. Yeah, like a Pixar movie or something. They're all like, are you sure, dude? Like the brain's just constantly making bad decisions endlessly. They're like, look, we gotta listen to him. It's the brain, you know. And I don't think any of us would do a better job. You think you do better than the brain, but I mean, like, you know, it's not the easiest one. You know, all we have to do is process things and keep them standing up. You gotta like pay bills.
I do like the idea, like, that is such a thing in working for a company. It's like, well, he makes the big choices. You're the spleen. Come on now. You had one job. He had like 50.
Oh, I love heavy bolter. Oh, this gun's good. Oh, the game really does let you just do things the way you want to. I like that.
I remember working as a checker. The CEO of Kroger had like voted to give himself a pay raise, and there was some like Boeing engineer dude that was like scanning groceries. So I heard about your guy giving himself like a $50,000 pay raise this year. And I was like, yep, he earned it. And he goes, well, let's be real, he earned it a lot more than you do. $50,000, he gets that because he's a hard worker. You just stack pants all day. And I was like, thanks.
Oh,
That's my whole. That's more than my salary. Oh man. Well, he's a Boeing
when the ass kissing comes so naturally. They're like kissing ass in an environment where it doesn't even benefit them. They just can't help it.
Just want to talk down to someone working at a grocery store. I've had that, and I've had someone say, and that's what happens when you don't go to college. It's like, I make more than I made in college.
I want to, yeah, first of all, they're wrong. And second of all, I'd want to start swinging at somebody if I was doing if I was stocking a shelf and somebody goes, don't do that. You'll end up like that if you don't go to college. It's like, you're lucky if you end up like that.
And you know what the worst part is that when COVID hit, they were like, thank you for your service. And I'm like, my grandpa shot down Japanese airplanes. Yeah, and that went away real fast.
They bow
We're
at
not
you.
heroes anymore.
No,
we actually got
heroes,
hazard pay, and we got hero pay instead of hazard pay because hazard pay is taxable. So they called it hero pay.
And honestly, people should just be able to steal from the store anyways. Like, you shouldn't even be there. Like, you should just stock the store and walk out, and people should leave money there if they feel like they can pay at the time, and that'll work out. Because why would people lie and be all messed up?
Wait, if you had the option for everything ever to be free, you would go for that?
No, I'm nice.
No, yeah, you and I would. And me having no criminal background, of course. I know nothing of the temptations of everything being free all the time. Through dire financial straits. Why would that be a concern?
So I get to either eat today or watch a movie. Boy, well, I guess I'll just have to starve because, Hollywood needs their money. They need their money.
This game's pretty cool. It's no Doom.
It's not. It's Doom enough, but it's kind of like Crash Team Racing, and to where it's like it's doing its own thing, and I like that. The levels aren't very labyrinthian, although I do get lost, but it's a personal psychological issue. But where the hell's the red key? I need that. This is fun though. New-ish, kind of plays like Doom Eternal a little bit, where you can just run around and do whatever. You don't have to activate all 5 switches, which is good. Those were the worst Doom puzzles, where it's like hit all 3 switches and you can oh, there's a key. I like that I can just go anywhere and they're like, yeah, climb stuff, go ahead.
Well, I know in Sonic Roboblast they changed that. They were like, we're tired of making every level like a button hunt. You go to this level to get that button.
Yeah, Hexen, there's a game called Hexen that it's the worst with that. Like, you activate a button in one stage and it opens a door in a different one.
Oh, like a different stage entirely?
Yeah, and they give you like one little text reminder. It's like, well, they don't give you a real text reminder. That it's like, maybe you want to go back to the laser realm. And it's like, yeah, I guess I do. And then you go back and it's like, oh, this one door way over here, tucked away in a little corner that I would have never gone back to in a million years. Yeah, that opened, and that's progress over there. I hated that.
Frustrating.
Yeah, that's why you don't see people like an Hexen too much. Hexen got an N64 port. What a weird world.
Oh, that is weird.
That is a game you want to play co-op though, because like you will need your friends' help to figure out. It's like, what the fuck did that open? Where do we go?
What part of the level? It is like Crash, where it's like, okay, the blue gem takes you where now?
No, it's worse. Crash is more sensible. Crash has linearity about it. That's like an open world Doom game. Imagine like doing E1 M2, then having to go back to E1 M. Imagine doing E1 M8, then going like, you need to walk all the way back to E1 M2. And remember that place where you found the shotgun? Yeah, that opened up a secret wall that was there when you hit that button. And you should just figure that out. You would have. You need to go back to every level, figure that. Hate it. Which sucks because it's actually a fun game. Like the mechanics for hexing are great for shooting and killing things. It's fun, but it's a little ahead of its time in areas. But man, the level design just ate it.
Did you ever play myhouse.wad?
I want to. It looks nice. It's very popular right now. I think.
Yeah, we should actually probably play that if we're trend chasing. But I've been watching a lot of videos about it. Like it just it was suddenly there, and I'm like, wasn't that an old thing?
Nah, it's like some rendition somebody's done to where it's like it is the old thing, but like with tons of like additional content, and now it's a big puzzle. Now it's a horror thing, kind of, which is cool.
That's cool. I like they added stuff to it. It is cool that like the dude's like explaining like, and the floor is under the floor, and Doom can't do that. And I'm like, I played Sonic Roboblast 2, and that was a feature in the game.
Yeah,
it was called an FOF. It's a
Sonic Roboblast. Sonic Roboblast 2 is based off GZ Doom, not actual Doom. So when he says that. When he says this won't run in Doom, what he means is it won't run in like actual like 1995 and it won't run in the Doom engine proper.
He's playing GZ.
Yeah, GZ Doom is like its source port, so it's not really Doom. It's like
so when he says that it's impossible, I'm like, but I know it's possible because you're playing fucking GZ Doom.
No, it is impossible.
I'm not stupid. But he's playing myhouse.wad and GZ Doom and not regular Doom.
Yeah. You couldn't load.
So it is possible.
You could. Brian, he's saying it's not possible to do it in the old Doom engine. That's why you have to run it in GZ Doom. You don't get an option.
Right. But in the video, he goes, that's impossible for Doom to do. But I'm looking, and the video says GZ Doom in the corner, and it's like, I know it's impossible for Doom to do. We're not playing Doom. Do you see why I'm frustrated?
Yeah, but he's not arguing that. He's saying you couldn't do this in regular Doom. So if you're thinking, ooh, this is retro, he's basically telling people who don't know what GZ Doom is what GZ Doom is.
I know, but he's saying it like there's no such thing as GZ Doom. He never once mentions it. He goes, this is impossible for Doom to do. Where he's like, from a certain point of view, he's exaggerating it. It annoys me. It's like when it's like no human could ever manufacture a crystal skull because the tools would need to be so. It's like, well then what are you holding that you've made with a 3D printer right there? It's like
Brian,
no human could make this.
You need to take your meds.
Oh, sorry. You want me to stop?
No, it's funny. I'm not. Oh, okay, Brian. I'm gonna tell you this. I like arguing on stream. It's fun.
Oh, okay. We'll start back over. Tell me to take my meds.
Oh, well, I'll put it to you this way: if you're saying something that was actually pissing me off, or you needed to shut up, I wouldn't be like, nah, take your meds.
I know.
I'd be like, Brian.
It's just funny. It's just annoying to me when a YouTuber says like, and then this thing that was impossible and on the GameCube version, and it's like, you're playing a Switch, I see you.
Oh, you gotta sensationalize it. I saw a video on the duplication glitch for Tears of the Kingdom, and the guy
wouldn't be possible on the N64.
Well, the guy takes like 4 minutes to actually get to describing it, and he's doing his announcer voice and all that. It's like, and you won't ever use the other glitch ever again. If you think it's using the bow, nope, not that one. You think it's using the shield, hold on to that shield, but we're not going to do it exactly like that.
Well, first we're going to talk about Raid Shadow
Legends. Problem again, and it's like, okay, and then you got to tell me how to do it. It's like, and before we get there, it's like, fuck, just say it. And then by the time he says it, I'm like, what? Can you describe that again? He's like, oh, it's simple, really. It's like, fuck.
It's simple, really. You remember when we were looking up, like, who do you think would be the next, like, Rick and Morty actor? And they were like, there's only, like, 3 contenders, and there's really only 1 contender. But, like, there was a guy who's like, I'm going to show you my Rick and Morty impressions. And then he goes, I just want everyone to know I've had a cold for a couple weeks, and it's really humid out. And then we listen, he's like, I'm Rick, and I'm Morty. And he's like, all right, thank you for listening.
It's the Aqua Teen Zuccotti Manicani thing. It's like, oh, my glands. I left the
Yeah,
car
my
with my
glands.
glands.
My swollen glands, yeah.
And I have to do it now. I can't wait a week until this cold goes away. I got to record right now.
I had to tell you right now, 6 months before anyone was doing a casting call for Rick and Morty. That is the funniest thing Brock Baker ever said, though. Is right now there's a giant casting, like, there's someone's inbox that's full of like, please hire me, please do it.
Meanwhile, like, there's tons of actors out there that are never going to get hired for anything. They're totally proficient and able to do it.
Yeah. Have you heard Brock Baker's Rick and Morty? It's pretty bad.
You know what? I haven't listened to a lot of impersonations in a long time because I found the impressionist thing to be kind of like
Played out.
Yeah, because it's
and
like they never have a skit or like a written thing ready to where it's funny. They just have Goofy saying pussy, which is funny once.
Oh yeah,
I love
true.
pussy. It's like, oh good, well that's good. You make Goofy say pussy. You got any other jokes? Nope, but I'm gonna do his voice for an hour. Like, oh,
that's also like, can you do a whole scene as them? Can you do them doing this expression? That's one thing that always bothers me. Like, even Mike Judge does the great Mike Judge. Like when he does the old Beavis and Butthead, if you watch the first scene with them, it's like, hey dumbass, and then it's like, yeah, and then after that he's immediately back to like the normal voice. He's like, that was hard, I'm just gonna do it the way I always do it because I've been doing it that way.
You know,
I wonder
whatever
how
floats your
common
boat.
that is. No, it's fine. It's like, why even change it though? You know what I mean? I know Phil
Why
Hartman
even
did that on The
change it?
Simpsons.
It's good to give try on a fit, see if it works. You know.
I guess, yeah, but then it all sounds like temp. That's called temp, everybody. When you do a voice and then you change it later. And there's a thing called temp love, which is where you temp a voice in and then think it's perfect, and then someone a week later goes, that needs a lot of. You need to re-record all this shit.
Yeah, I can believe that. It's like they say you can't replace the human behind the cartoon as they proceed to recast everything.
Every single one of them.
The Has-Been Hotel one was particularly funny to me. We love our indie workers, Brian. We love our indies. We love our independent film artists and workers and all that. And oops, I got a contract. Goodbye.
That's funny.
I will hire Hollywood people to make my indie show. I'm sure the cartoon's gonna turn out great. You know, no issue with that. It's not a quality issue. It's just more of a like, oh, come on, man. Why you gotta... It's not really indie now, is it? Which is fine. It doesn't have to be indie to be nice, you know. Most people don't.
No, but
indie stuff is generally not popular.
Well, there is something nice about being the person who makes something out of, like, I have some bubble gum and some cans and some string. Like, let's see what I can make, right?
I would say it's more like mom and pop store versus Blockbusters.
Yeah,
Here's
well, you and I have
Blockbusters.
both
You don't
been-
like everything that they're doing, but they're the biggest show in town. And they're gonna fuck over this mom and pop shop that's really fine, but they can't hope to compete.
Well, you and I also are, we've both been in things where it's like, I'm gonna stop funding this and go get some real people.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm broke.
A lot of DOA
I'm not trying to
projects
be-
I've worked on would go like, I really like what we're doing here, but I wish to hire some more professional artists, and then like, okay, I'll budget.
Well, I've had a couple people who are like, I'm gonna hire named voice actors, and then it's like, well, what voices are they gonna do? He's like, I don't know, we'll figure that out later. It's like,
Yeah.
well, maybe you need to
star
figure the
power will
character
carry it.
shit out. Yeah, and it's not like the John Kay talking about DreamWorks, like, oh, they got Eddie Murphy to play the donkey. Oh, yeah. Instead of creating a character, because even he, like, his characters are all celebrity voices. They're just impressions,
right?
right?
Is like, what's his name?
Yeah, Peter
man,
Lorre and
Peter
Snoopy's Larry
Lorre.
Fine.
Yes, the most aped on impression ever because he's a very easy
human
voice
history.
to do. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Peter Lorre. That was their Beavis.
It's from the same era.
I mean,
But,
imagine
right,
back
you
then
know what I
people were
mean,
singing
though,
that too.
where
It's
it's
like,
like-
please stop doing your fucking Peter Lorre voice. Like, what do you mean?
No, this is the voice that I do.
I like this.
Yes, master.
No, master, I will not change my voice for anyone.
This is just how I talk.
Oh,
I
don't
can't
know.
do it as good. I also-
Do I sound different today? I don't know what you mean.
It is funny when people are like, that's the engine voice. It's like, no, it's Peter Lorre.
No, that's the
There's
future.
also a
I
character.
think everybody should have
Yeah.
seen that coming.
It's the
you
Five
know,
Nights at Freddy's song. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Five
But
Nights
yeah,
at
what
Freddy's song, exactly.
But what I mean about like, I've been in a few things where someone's like, I hired one guy to do like 50 voices. He's a man of 1,000 voices, and you're like, no. He did about 5, and they all kind of sound like him. It's
He's
like,
a man
well,
of
I saw him in
1,000
a
similar
TV
voices.
show. Yeah. And that's fine. It's just, you know, you kind of cast for diversity. What I've learned about animation is you try to get 3 or 4 people that can cover a spectrum. I have actors that are like my stars, and then I have actors I call my chameleons. Like my friend Peter Cologne, who played the Yellow Frog in Frog Bros. He does kind of like, he can do really high-pitched stuff, and then he can do like Carl from Aqua Teen type stuff. And you get a good mix.
Nat Passion
Or like,
says they can't wait for the King of the Hill remake. I'm looking forward to that. Do you think it's going to be done in
Oh
Flash?
shit, yeah. We were talking about that. Yeah, I don't think it is, but Futurama isn't, and I think Hulu's doing that one too.
I feel like King of the Hill had a long enough run and was good enough that it could probably justify Fox spending a little extra money for it to be done in studio.
You know, why though? Why is Futurama, every time Futurama comes back, I wonder what they cut that made it valuable this time.
Yeah, they always trim that one, it seems like. Whether it's the movies or the Comedy Central thing, it like always gets a little trimmed.
And also, yeah, Futurama, it's back and it's already in the midst of its second ride. Futurama survived 2 writer strikes now.
When the writer strikes happen, that's when they bring Futurama back. Hey, do you think old Bender's gonna like be in solidarity with the writer strike and the Futurama production, or do you think he's just gonna do it anyways?
Do you think he's gonna demand more money, not get it, and then be like, well, at least I showed them?
At least I got my principles. And then like when the writers are on strike, they're like, sorry man, I'm an actor. Solidarity.
Yeah, this is very
I'll do a tweet. Want me to do a tweet?
I can tweet for you.
Yeah, I can make a tweet. Surrender my paycheck? Sorry, no. Good luck though. I really love you writers. You guys make my characters.
You're not replaceable.
You're not.
I do think it's interesting
God.
when you can taste a different writing staff. You're like, oh, this is different.
I never cared about who made the pasta. You know what I mean? I hate to put it that way.
Yeah, that's good though.
It's like, oh, who wrote this one? It's like, is it funny? Yes. All right. Well, some funny fucker wrote it.
Yeah.
Which I like to give the
gotta
writers
say,
credit, but the way they do credits is fucked up these days.
it's true, and I don't always trust them anyway. There's like legacy credits going around and stuff, but like,
What
God,
sane world
who's
grind
writing
is
the
it to
new-
where you put the executive producer up very front? Nobody cares who that is, and even the
and
producer
that person
himself.
also,
It's just an ego spot. That's all that is.
it's also the furthest away from the product in many ways too.
Well, the credits are supposed to
isn't
be
always
like
bad.
somewhat educational. It's like, who made this? Okay, let's do that. And then they front load it with like, well, especially in gaming. Well, the company we put this out to wants to put their PR guy ahead of the voice actors. I forgot what it was I played recently, but they did like 2 development teams, 2 QR teams, and then after that the voice actors. I'm like, that's a
funny.
little backwards. Not that the actors are front billing or anything like that, but not about who deserves anything
No.
really. It's just like,
Yeah, what
do
about,
I care who did QA testing on this?
How about in The Simpsons, Sam Simon still gets a credit. Sam Simon died almost 10 years ago, it feels like. It's been a while. But Sam Simon left The Simpsons in season 2. And people are like, yeah, and when he left, that's when the show really went to crap. It's like, he hasn't been involved. He wasn't even there for Mr. Plow, you know what I mean? Like, that's how far past him. Yeah, well, he's very philanthropic, and he did a lot of stuff with his life, especially, like, you know, with dogs, and good stuff with dogs, not bad stuff.
Why would your mind go there, Brian? Why would he do bad stuff? Why would that be a...
Because I'm filibustering to make the stream longer. But no, he,
The game
you get what
that,
I mean about,
Brian.
like,
This isn't a podcast. This is a video game stream. The video game filibusters for us. It's the genius part of it.
Oh, that's really cool.
If you're ever boring at any point, there's like gunshot sounds and like cool sounds and things going on. I just stomped on a corpse. That was awesome.
Man.
Come here. I gotta jump off something. Hold on. Ah! Oh, damn it. Okay, not every corpse.
I do think
How
it's
about this
funny.
one?
The guy who played Gex is one of the Simpsons writers in like the later seasons, and like people
That's cool.
directly blame him for what's wrong with the show, and I think that's extra funny.
Man, I have a strong distaste for Gex, but he didn't ruin The Simpsons. Sorry. I've seen some episodes that are boring, and the problem with some Simpsons episodes is that there's just no jokes and it's like mostly political commentary, which it's fine to do that, but I'm not rewatching those episodes, you know what I mean?
Well, what about the thing is that when they say Modern Simpsons encapsulates seasons 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 2, 3, 4. And people seem to think that it's like, it's either this Simpsons or that Simpsons, and it's like, so many versions of The Simpsons now that no one even spends the time to look at. And generally there's at least 10 good ones a year. I wish they just did 10. And then you wouldn't need like Lisa's saxophone breaks episodes, but...
Yeah, they got a content warning for violence or sexual content. They need a content warning for like lessons. Like, this is gonna be a story where a character learns a valuable lesson. I'm like, okay, I can skip this one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Meg episode.
Yeah, one of my least favorite writing tropes is like, and now what did we learn? What's the lesson? Like, I don't know. That the show's not
Turn
funny?
the TV? Yeah.
I learned that. I learned this episode sucks.
I learned you need to stop trying on me.
I learned that I don't care what happens to the background character. You can do whatever you want to them.
I learned that old Gil's not gonna get away with something this year. God, Paul and I used to go off about like my dad's Gil from The Simpsons. Like, I got a girl's number. Oh, I used the paper as a napkin. Oh, I gotta read these numbers. That's Gil.
Pastor says, I am the larynx. I speak for the trees. Larynx. I don't know what the larynx is from that one Futurama episode where Billy West screams, my larynx.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine having your vocal cords insured. Do you have to tell them if you suck a big long popsicle?
Oh, yeah, you might have to.
You can't have popsicles. Like, what? You're insured, man. You gotta eat them like a regular person. You can't deep throat the popsicle. It's like, but that's my favorite thing to do. You can't do it. Sorry. I'll make the rules. We gotta protect that voice. The golden voice. That'd be a fun cartoon. Like, just all the ridiculous measures. It's like, you can't have spicy food.
The Let's Get Ready to Rumble guy insuring his vocal cord. That is such a weird thing to insure. Because, like, how do you, like,
well,
stay
there's
out
like
of this room? There might be smoke.
There's not a lot of job security and a lot of things. Like, imagine you're an MMA fighter. There's not a lot of job security in that, because if you get hit in the head too many times, you're not going to be like doing anything, you know?
There's not a lot you're going to be up to.
Yeah, and if you're a voice actor and it's like, well, I get these roles by like performing my heart, like just throwing my fucking voice out every 5 seconds. Like, eventually you're going to break it, and eventually, or hopefully not, but you know, eventually, probably more likely than not, you're going to fuck your voice up in a permanent manner. And there's no job security for that.
God. Remember that interview we were watching today with Lex Lang, where like in one version of an interview, this kid was like, "Why didn't you add my?" We were talking about this at the beginning of the stream, but like,
Yeah,
why
we were
didn't you
talking
add
about that
my...
like a few hours ago. I remember that.
I know, but the other part of
Do you
that. No,
remember 2 hours ago?
Do you remember how many? No, I was gonna say, but the other one where the dude interviewed him, he got him to talk about like his brother dying of like an opiate overdose because he had like a horrible knee injury, and he's like just getting really into it, and he's talking about how mad he was that, like, they wouldn't let him do what he wanted on the Crash voice, and he's like, I just realized I was still grieving, and I wasn't like. I hope we can get interviews like that. That was really cool. That felt really personal and fun.
Where it's like you're so deep embroiled in the entertainment thing, you don't really like have the capacity to grieve for anything because it's like, gotta do the show.
Yeah, but also at the same time, it kind of clouds the show because then your decision making is really. I like that he said that he was upset that he couldn't do funny Cortex in the games. Like he couldn't do the goofy one for the Insane trilogy. And he's like, then I realized there are no jokes in the script. And I was like, oh, I guess that works.
That's true. The joke is that it's like, I'm Neo Cortex, I'm a genius, but I fail a lot.
But also in that game, though, the joke is that he's got a big, deep voice, but he's short. And that was before all the, like, the twin insanity jokes.
The idiot genius trope, yeah. Yellow paint there, which means I can drop off the edge. But I don't know, they're gonna stop sending monsters at me.
I mean, you're good at this game.
Thank you. Oh, fuck. I played a few shooters.
Why didn't your wife add me on Facebook?
Because you're lame. That'd be my answer.
That'd be such an awesome, like, get the fuck out of here, kid. What if at the end of the thank you for having me. He's like, why didn't your wife add me on Facebook? Can you fuck off? Can you just not?
Yeah. I've had that issue with a lot of people to where they get way too personal, way too quick. It's like, I'm sorry, I didn't. Who are you? How about what state does Dolan live in? It's like Australia. Why you guys? No, but like, what's his address?
What state? What state does he live in?
Trying to figure out where
Australia.
he lives, like, go to his house. It's like, yeah, I want to drive over to his place. But that happened, like that PewDiePie guy, like someone from Israel flew over to his house with their daughter, like daughter in hand, right? It's like, she just wants to meet you, and he's like, what the fuck? Why'd you get here? It's like, oh, I had a friend who
Can you
like,
fucking go?
I had a friend who was like a cab driver for you once, and he gave me your address, and now I'm here, and you know, you just say hi to my daughter, and we can get an autograph, right?
Jesus.
Like,
yeah.
And they're like, I don't see what's wrong with that. I do this all the time. It's like, what? What the fuck? Some people are just totally okay. They're like dog people to where it's like, yeah, I just put my nose right up your butthole and start sniffing. What's wrong? You don't like that? I think it's fun. I'm having a good time.
I remember that I was talking to Jason Griffith, and I was asking him how his dog was, and he's like, oh, I saw you had a dog, and he goes, would you have a fucking pair of binoculars while you were doing it? And I was like, oh, that's so awesome.
Yep.
Such a good answer.
Yeah. Now people get angry at you when you start saying, hey, like, that's a little bit much, huh? And they're like, what do you mean a little bit much? I'm just asking.
What do you mean? I love you. I'm just asking the real questions.
I wouldn't hurt you, and I'm definitely responsible with personal and private information. You could trust me. It's like, it's the last thing I want to hear from somebody like that is, you can trust me. I'm like, no, I can't. I immediately know I can't.
I immediately know you're not gonna help me here.
When the penalty for fucking up is like, well, I'm sorry, and you deal with it. It's like, oh, that's
you deal with it.
That's pretty much what they mean. It's like, I'm sorry means like, you deal with it. Don't be angry at me.
You got this handled. It's fine.
That sucks for you. I'm sorry that I caused that. But anyways.
Yeah, so anywhere. That's funny.
Can I come play at your house? Touch your things?
Can I come play at your house? Like movies?
Going the wrong
I
way.
like movies.
I'm either going the wrong way or the door to unlock. Nope, I'm going the right way. You really didn't have to go this far back. Now that's more like that's a Hexen level right there. Like, remember the red door? Remember it? And I'm like, no. So I just run. There's this thing called ramp method. I love it. And the idea is like, as long as you just keep following the wall to the left, you will eventually hit, you know, your target. Eventually. I mean, you might take the long way around. As long as you don't, you know, as long as you, well, you get it. It's not a real hard concept to understand, right? Man, that vortex grenade fucking annihilated him. I like that your BFG is like just this really rare grenade you can find. That's neat. It's more like a Jack and Daxter thing, I think, right? Where it's like, ooh, I got one of those, and you pop it.
Yeah. I like how purple it is.
Yeah, big. I love any kind of like black hole grenades. Those are fun. I think Perfect Dark had one too, and it was really annoying. That's the best part about it. Really should use my sword more often. It's just, they give you so much ammo. I'm never thirsty.
Yeah.
It's like drinking water in Soda Park Fountain Land. That didn't make, well, that made total sense, but that's a stupid idea. What's wrong with me? Oh yeah, I had a rough day, that's right. Well, that's my excuse forever now.
Why did you have a rough day, Hellbent? Did you see something bad?
My glands.
Did you see anything traumatizing?
Yeah, honestly, the dead body is the least traumatizing thing. Getting people to do their jobs is hard.
That is weird because with the dead body, you already know it's over.
Yeah.
With people convincing him to work.
Well, I can trust that corpse.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
I know what he's gonna do, and I know what his limits are, and it's well established. We're good.
I am in control of this environment right now.
This environment makes sense. Like, yeah, he ain't going nowhere. He's fine.
You called the EMTs. You called the EMTs, and they're like having a cigarette break. Like, yeah, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I need you to. That would be the worst day. And suddenly you're not controlling the environment, and they're like, I don't know, I don't feel really motivated to scoop this
start
corpse
blaming
up today.
me. That would be the terrifying thing. It's like, we think you did this. I'm like, what? I didn't. No. Look, he's how? Like, I don't know. We're gonna keep you here for a couple of days. Like, what? No, but I did the right thing. I reported the corpse. You're supposed to do that, right? It's like, yeah, legally you're obligated to. You know, you don't get a reward for this either.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that you weren't the person here who found him. So, just, what did you happen to be doing outside your establishment where there was a corpse?
I smelled something really bad, and then followed the smell, and there he was.
And then you killed him, right? Open and check case, Johnson.
It's like it becomes a logical puzzle. It's like, if a man dies before you see him, was he dead before then? There was no witness to his death, and you showed up. Was he truly dead before you were there? Hmm?
If a hobo crawls into a dumpster behind your establishment, does he make a smell?
Yes. it's pretty nasty. It's like 10 possums all at once.
Oh man.
Like, you can't feel the flies all over your face, but in your mind you feel like flies all over your...
Just the idea of you saying that, by the way, makes me feel like there's little legs on my mouth. I don't like it.
Yeah, there's like hundreds of little flies just all over your lips and just checking you out. Even there's a couple of birds just hanging down there. A couple of crows just like going, yep, we're about to get to work.
Chat, I'm gonna go to work within the next hour, so my question is, they told me that I can work for 4 hours and I make pure overtime. Overtime is time and a half at $26 an hour, so what's that? I will be making that, but after 4 hours, I can continue to work at my leisure until 8 hours has elapsed. Should I work for the full 8 hours just so I make $1 bajillion?
The answer is obviously yes, Brian. You need the money.
Yeah. I want more monitors for my computer.
Dr. Wizard.
I want more monitors for my computer. And my computer only does 2 monitors, so it means I need a new computer.
He's gonna work pure overtime just to burn all the money on 1080p.
Just to burn it on
glasses.
Like 5 different versions of the
I didn't make overtime just so I could like spend money to make it harder for me to work because I'm distracted by Aqua Teen.
Sister A is the most nurturing person here, saying, "If you're up to it, Brian." That's sweet.
Oh.
Yeah, I
He
don't know.
is.
Hellman's been listening to me look at like thousands of fucking computer screens set up. Like, I want.
I'm telling him, you're not gonna get a good color gaming on something that's big in 4K. It's just, you know, 28
Right.
inches OLED is about how much you're gonna get for $500, and you're gonna be happy at that. You get a bigger one, and you gotta get the smart TV. You have to.
I got a really nice 43-inch 4K TN panel, and it kicks ass. And the question is, do I get a second one next to it and have a big ugly computer with like left monitor, right monitor, or do I get like a big ultra wide that's like over top of it so I can watch the chat and make sure all the what do you call it? My VTubers moving and stuff. I like Chelsea Adams' response. Flip a coin. If heads, keyboard, your kills don't stop. Lands on edge. How the hell did you do that? It's true.
You know what? A coin flip is good, and the reason why coin flip is good, I'll tell you, I'm gonna say it with my mouth, is that if you react quickly, you stand a better chance of success than if you delay. Life isn't often about right or wrong choice. It's about just being like either, well, it's about perfect timing, but you're way more likely to get perfect timing if you just move compared to standing still. And you can test that in a video game right now. Play Crash or whatever.
That's true.
And
One
see how
of
far
the
you
most
get by
fucked
being
up
like
lessons I've
careful and
learned.
playing footsie. Ain't gonna get you far.
Yeah, life's sometimes about asking for forgiveness, not for help. Sometimes you gotta have made mistakes to realize you made them.
The one most
Is
important
Brian
factor
wired?
in any life is momentum. You need momentum.
Yes. Oh, we talked about that. Yeah, I could use a little more. I've been depressed this week. This is a hard week for me,
work the
guys.
depression out of you.
Yeah.
Not like
I
good
like just
old
watching
work.
you play the game. I feel like a king because Hellbent's playing the game and I'm sitting here and I'm making the screen move with my brain. I'm like not even pushing the button.
Just hold the controller and be like, and I'll play the game for you. That's what I do.
Maybe that's what cucks are. They're like, you gotta like.
You call my audience cucks?
Game
Game cucks?
sweating. Game cucks.
Ooh, I've been
Game
enjoying the
cucks.
game so much, and everybody's like, oh, he's playing that game so hard, and I want to play it.
Yeah, you
but
play the game
I
just
can't
like
play
that.
it because
Ooh.
Helmet's playing it. Oh, he's playing the game.
Oh,
I
no.
want to play.
Ooh,
Oh,
Hellbent,
no.
don't play the game too hard.
I had a
Save some
copy,
for
but
me to watch.
yeah, I can't play while Helmet has a controller because he's player 1 and I'm like player 3.
Do you think people collect Steam games just to have the icon on their computer the way that people collect books just to have them on the shelf? They must.
Oh yeah. And the funny thing is,
Oh,
Valve
that's
has
scary.
like there's ways. Well, not ways, but if you're like a Valve employee, you get like a copy of Steam where just everything's playable. You just download anything off the store and just immediately play it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they used to get those at schools too, where not everything, but like a huge catalog, huge swathe of things.
Yeah.
So you could just like boot it up. It was awesome. I had one of those college Steam accounts, and it was awesome. To pay for nothing.
That's so cool.
That thing was free. Now we just call it BitTorrent.
Yeah. But just imagine all the weird shit you get when you BitTorrent.
Yeah. Don't put it all on one machine, I say. For 2 reasons. One, if you can run it all on one machine and you have it on a separate one, if your main machine breaks, you can still use the one machine to do everything.
That's fair.
You get double backup that way. Or if like your gaming machine breaks, right? Use your streaming machine to play the game and it can stream it. You'll be fine.
Bye, Chelsea. Bye, Half-Hazardous.
Bye, Chelsea. Bye, Half-Hazardous.
Bye, Half-Hazardous. It was very nice to have you on the stream.
And thanks for calling them cucks, Brian. Look what you did.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. What's weird is the viewer numbers just went up.
It's like they said cucks 8 times. We gotta.
We gotta really pump the gas on this ad. 52. So yeah, their families have come to beat us up.
Now the Google algorithm is like cucks. Yes. And it just starts like people watching Sonic the Hedgehog videos. It's like, what's Boltgun?
Cox. Yeah. Oh, we lost
There's
the
the
view.
key.
We need to stop saying Cox.
And, you know, you gotta say the exact right amount of times, not too many. Roll threes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I killed that guy just by landing on him. That's cool. Yeah, speedruns for this game are gonna be fun because a lot of it's gonna be him just like jumping on things Mario style, like.
Beep. Beep.
It is fun for the player character to be so strong out of the gate.
We have 5 times the amount of viewers as MC Chris.
Yeah, that's about right. See, the key is to not ban people every fucking 5 seconds. And I'd tell a lot of friends this because they would like hyper police their chat, right? Like, I don't like you, banned. You don't talk right, banned. You don't only say the same thing every time you come here, banned. And it's like, damn.
Well,
dude,
it's a babysitter job at that point.
Who the fuck's gonna be left in your audience if you ban literally everybody? You can't do that. Like, well, I said I'm bad at the video game, and I'm actually really good at it. It's like, well, you really don't need people's approval.
I feel that about Discord chats all the time, where so you get in and they're like, and here's the horny zone, and here's the jail, and it's like, okay, so you have all these sectors that you gotta police. And then once you add like people who have like the horny zone, it's like, all right, this is a very different thing than what I thought it was. And you also got to control that, I guess.
Any communities like that, everybody I know who's ran a community is miserable. Look at Elon Musk right now. He's running Twitter and he's all smiles, but you know he's pissed.
Oh,
it's
and
like, I spent
everyone,
all this
I also
fucking
like
money on this, and no one even likes me. And
he's Twitter's stepdad right now. I'm like, get away from me.
There's a special code.
Elon, I'm not calling him dad.
There's a special code on Twitter to make sure that Elon Musk posts like a peer regularly. Like he gets the tippity top of the, you know, show this guy stuff.
Yeah.
They leaked out a lot of funny stuff. Did you know that blocking somebody on Twitter reduces their visibility? That's funny.
You were telling me that, yeah.
That cracks me up. So anybody's like, I'm proud I don't block people. It's like, well, you're losing because that's what society deemed to be the appropriate way to handle shit like this. Like, oh, you got blocked, we don't want to deal with you either, and it's like, that's not right. That's opposite of what I was trying to convey. It's like, too bad, that's what the computer says. Isaac Gore asks, what's my favorite sci-fi weapon? Black hole gun, any variety. You pick one, but the Quake 4 one's not bad. Now I'm not gonna ask myself, am I going the wrong way? Was there an Indigo door?
I like
back here?
I like the physics gun from Gmod, I guess.
Half-Life 2 Gmod. Yeah, that was a classic.
Yeah.
Doom 3 had one put in an expansion, but it wasn't as good. It was kind of funky.
I like
better value gravity gun.
Well, we use that in Chrisman too, because ragdolls are so funny, but like characters getting swung around with like a ray gun is, I don't know, there's something so funny about having all the tech in the world to like just atomize people, and instead you're like, throw them over here.
Well, you pick them up like a toy, essentially, and is there anything more demeaning than just being like, uppies, uppie time? It's like, no uppies,
no uppies, no uppies.
It's like, empathizes you by like picking you up.
That should have been how Chrisman fought the last bad guy. This is like, it's time for uppies. No uppies,
no uppies, no! He throw him into a
the
spike.
commies hate their uppies, and he throws them straight into the sky. You'll go uppies for a minute, but then
you'll
the
learn
sweet
to love
release of the
uppies in
ocean.
time.
The ocean's over there, buddy.
Try to fall towards the water.
Right. Yeah. Oh wait, the ocean was that way.
Wait a minute, this is Montana. We're not near the sea. Huh. I swear the Indigo door has to be in the purple room, but like, it might not be.
You would think.
I swear I also saw the Indigo door, but I'm playing by muscle memory alone right now. I'm not really focusing on anything, so.
No, it is weird watching you. Your speed is so crazy too. Like, over here.
This is how ants think.
This
is
it
start
is. It's
level.
how they move too.
Yeah, I'm smelling like indigo door pheromones right now, and I gotta find it because it's definitely here. I know it's like how an ant must know there's a can of Pepsi open, and it's like, where is it? I know it's here. Where's that fucking can of Pepsi? I gotta tell the guys about it.
And there's like another person playing the game that's like 600 pounds just next to you, just in the map, and you're like, ignore him. Got to keep going.
Easy Sleazy says, sounds like you need another beer to jog your brain. My weapon of choice are those little edible gummies. Those things are fucking amazing.
Yeah, he really likes those.
Yeah, they either take you to a fun place or they take you to the nightmare zone, but I'm starting to find the nightmare zone has its own fun.
Alvin had a nightmare the other day. That was so funny.
Oh yeah. You tell it. I
was
want
like,
to hear
that
you
was it?
recanting.
I've had these. And I'm gonna just tell you one of mine, because I don't want to tell yours. But I've had nightmares where it's like I'm walking around a creepy abandoned house, and it seems like every time I open the door, like the world makes a little less sense. And you can kind of hear the wind creaking through, and the world's turning just the right way, and you know that something's amiss. And then, boo, a scary skeleton. And I'm like, oh. Alright, that's all you got? And then, oh, Dracula! I'm like, really, Brain?
And then a dragon's gonna eat you, and you don't even run away. Because you're like, well, I guess I can't outrun this. Your brain's like, no, but run, though. Like, be scared. It's like, I can't outrun a dragon, dumbass.
God.
Brain's
I had a
like,
really
really
good
trying
dream
hard
one
on this
time.
one. I don't know what you want from me.
I had a dream where my dad had this baggie of like science fiction-y things for us to eat, and he's like, "Watch, I'm gonna put one in my." Well, I'll put them in our mouth at the same time, and then our bodies kind of like fell off us like Halloween costumes into nothing, like Obi-Wan's robe, and then we're these like nebulous floating. He's like, "Now we're just beings of consciousness, and we go to the next realm." And I was like, I missed my body, and then I woke up. And that dream, for some reason, still bothers me.
I cannot find this
It's very
purple door.
Jonestown. Where are you? Where?
Now, the problem with the rant method comes when there's verticality, because now you got to remember how many floors there are.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure up there's
You
the
just
start
going
of the level,
right?
but I don't think I went this way. I'm either going too far back or I'm headed to exactly the right area. Backtracking isn't good, but it is necessary in some games. But I will say, out of all the level design choices in here, the find the door thing kind of sucks. Because I don't think this has a map like in Doom. No, it doesn't have like where you hit tab, you got the auto mapper.
Yeah.
Like if I cross the purple door, I could open up the auto map, look for the purple door on the map, and go like, oh, there it is, right? Here, I just kind of gotta know. That's on me for sure. You can't be like, it's the game's fault. It's like, well, open your fucking eyes, you know? You just get some spatial awareness. But unfortunately, I kind of do like to play these brainless mode where I just like seek and destroy.
Zalzion says my dream sounds like an acid trip. Zalzion's icon is Colin from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah, I love that about
and just
that's one of his
just
big
Colin's
qualities.
face. It's one of the funniest things.
I used to watch a lot of Neil Cicierega, and he'd put Colin Mockery in his stuff a whole lot, and it was fun.
That's funny. I love Colin Mockery.
Whose Line Was It Anyways was fun to watch on Comedy Central. That was another one of those like, well, The Simpsons ain't on, gotta watch something. I'm back here again.
I love Whose
Where's
Line?
the purple door? Hey.
I always watched illegitimate copies, so like the volume would be mixed improperly from video to video. And they're all like shit MPEG encodes. That, like when you hear the crowd at the beginning, it's like because it's all fucked up.
Oh, I love crowd clapping at 28 kilobit.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like an NES cartridge or like.
Yeah, your cartridge tilting Colin Mockery.
You want to see sci-fi Colin Mockery as a space dictator? I'd watch that. Oh, hey, there's a purple door. Did you see that?
It was in the purple room.
I was right about the purple room, at least. It's definitely on me.
Ryan Stiles got to be in 2.5 Men. Remember that?
I never saw that one.
Oh. Ryan Stiles is the dad, the stepdad in 2.5 Men. Like,
Who's the half man?
when he had,
Is it Goat Boy?
it was not Goat Boy. It was this fat kid, and then he went on to become a super Christian, and he specifically said that he loves Black God, and then he said he was a paid hypocrite to be on 2.5 Men. He stepped off the show.
Boss.
And then he showed up for the last season for some reason.
Brian, look, it's what the thing killing the Simpsons. It's the Lord of Change.
Oh no!
Where's Apu?
I am right here, Mr. Homer.
I never left. Yeah. Thank you, go
What
away.
accent was that? Dracula Apu.
Well, I can't do a legit Apu, it's racist.
I know.
Don't come and get me.
Dracula.
Oh, I'm Apu, blah. Yeah, I may as well. Every accent from now on, I may as well just do Dracula, because it's like some plausible liability. It's like, what
They're
was
all
that
Peter
voice?
Lorre. Peter Lorre or Dracula, those are your choices. I think Peter Lorre.
Yeah, because it's like Cuban or something. It's like,
There's a little
like,
Cuban in there, yeah.
All Cubans don't sound like that, by the way.
That's true.
Just the evil ones.
Just the ones that work for Mad Scientist.
Yeah. I mean, of course the evil ones do. Damn, I got fucking melted. I can do better than that. Aren't you a little better than that?
I gotta be honest, guys. I'm not actually running for president, so I'm not that worried.
Okay, I got another one. Here's my favorite impersonation. This Rock Banger time is Peter Lorre on the toilet. Oh, no. Oh, ow, ow. Master, my butthole. That's pretty good, right?
Just let him tire himself out, guys.
Yeah, that's what they have to tell him on the toilet. Just let him tire himself out.
Let's let him tire himself out, dude.
He'll stop eventually.
He'll stop eventually. He's just all wound up.
Don't make eye contact. You're encouraging him.
God, I got people that might have people like that where they're always like, you want to hear my really funny Yoda impression?
Just standing there, then
and
you
you're
look
like,
at
I
them,
gotta
they
get
look at
away.
you, and then it's like they open their mouth, and you're like, ah, shit.
Oh, that's a horrible thing. I was gonna say, when they've already opened their mouth and you look at them and they look at you with like, they're smiling kind of like, because they know that you're supposed to smile at their Yoda voice.
Now's the part of the joke where you laugh.
But I didn't laugh because it wasn't funny, and they just kind of stare at me, and I stare at them, and I'm like, well, back to work.
They stared at me, and I stared at them. They stared at me, and I stared at them. They stared at me, and I stared at them.
And then he did his Yoda, and then I glared them.
And then that's when things went south.
Yeah, and then I started to get angry. One, I'm gonna do Yoda. Two, you're gonna laugh at my joke. Three, you're gonna tell people I'm cool. Here we are playing video games.
Have you heard my impersonation of Yoda? Then they immediately say something sexual or racist. It's like, I have the power to impersonate somebody. Oh boy, what should I do? It's like, oh yeah, you remember that joke about women's shelters? Oh, that'd be really funny in my Yoda voice.
God, I got so burnt out on. I got so burnt out on the Mickey Mouse saying naughty stuff voice.
Oh, dirty Mickey Mouse. Oh, oh, balls, oh.
And South Park did it, and South Park most famously did it, I think. But it's like, oh, I'm gonna kick your ass. Oh. It's like, all right, cool. Now what?
You pissed me off. Oh, I fucking hate you.
Yeah. Oh, Mickey Mouse is saying naughty stuff. Oh.
There's a whole like genre of comics in Mexico for that called like Tijuana Bibles. You probably heard of those.
No.
Okay, they're called Tijuana Bibles, and it's just like little tiny, like, you know, handheld comics that fit in your pocket, and it's just like drawings of Mickey Mouse getting his dick sucked and stuff like that, or like Minnie Mouse like
fun.
spreading her butthole. And it's really popular. Like, oh look, it's like the cartoon, but they're not doing what they would do normally.
Zalcion says I do miss used car sales in the old days, though. I don't know what that is, but I'm into it. Is that someone's like overdone stand-up bit?
It may have been my overdone stand-up bit. I tend to do that.
That sounds like...
did them. It's like, oh, but do the thing. It's like, I don't remember that. That's not funny. It's like, you were laughing for an hour when you did it.
100,000 miles this has.
Maybe.
Driven by the old lady.
I don't know. Hey, I'm Ricky DeCanto now.
It's 200 light years to the gallon, yes. This seems weirdly racist. I don't know.
My favorite is when it's not racist, but it's like definitely like
there's
it's
something
not nice.
charged in there. There's something wrong with you're gonna buy this car now.
A little unwholesome, yeah. It's like, yeah, Yoda would try to upsell you on a fucking Buick.
Fucking Yodas are always trying to screw you on.
You know what I'm saying.
On your Starship mileage. Turn back odometer with power drill I did.
Use the force to turn back odometer.
Yoda,
but you can do this for
gets
your wife,
arrested.
Huh? Yoda gets arrested for fraud, yeah.
Yoda gets arrested for making jokes about his ex-wife, and his ex-wife likes subpoenas.
His ex-wife's family, she's dead. You can't joke about that. The court case is still pending.
Zalcian says, what light? Carburetor works fine, it does. No more questions or discipline stick you will get.
Carbonated. Carbonated what? That's not real. Stop making shit up. Catalytic converter, but this is a Buick.
Headlight fluid you will need.
You can use that anywhere. This is becoming Dr. Nick very slowly. Hey, everybody!
Oh, that's why it's so offensive. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Get out of here, Yoda. Okay, gone I am.
I'll see you later.
That's also the. Who are those aliens in Futurama that are like, we making the pizza?
Oh yeah, the foreign
Big
aliens.
American pizza. Yeah. Fucking foreigners. Take that, says Futurama.
I think they're meant
You
to be
just
like
got
a play off
Futurama.
Italians. Damn, this boss hard.
God, I love the little animation of his hands.
Yeah, little things like that. Retro style is real fun in ways.
Easy Sleazy says, I love the racist future aliens from South Park. Which ones are those? I think of the
Glebe Gorps, you know, the
Museans?
Yeah, they call them Goobacks, remember?
Oh, I thought he meant... Oh, aliens, yeah. I thought he meant like the Set My Jig On!
Oh, those are funny too. Suck my jig on, that was
The
funny.
Juzians
Yeah,
control
the
the media.
Juzians, those are... Probably meant those, yeah, now that you mention it.
Oh, no, it could be the
Goobians.
chicken sandwich? I like that every single... If you ever listen to the commentary, they're like, we didn't want that to all just be news beats, and then every scene we're gonna be like, Tom, I'm standing in front of the alien from the future. Like, every scene had to be that. Because it's like, what's happening now? Oh, more of them are coming. Chicken sandwich. That's one of my favorite ones, and I don't know if we're allowed to say anything from that.
Here we go. You ever have your face itch in the middle of a boss fight? Lord of Change is kind of a pain in the ass.
You ever have both your hands full and then suddenly your back itches? Me too.
Oh, it's fun.
It's always
The second your hands are full, like you get an itch right on your fucking mouth. Not in your mouth, like right above your lip or something, you know?
Yeah, and I think we also conjure those into existence just by going, I hope that doesn't happen.
Well, your brain recognizes you have no control over your hands, and it's like, uh-oh, better compensate for this.
Better. I itching everywhere. I have a really weird problem, and I think I told you about it, but I haven't told the chat, which is that the last brand of underwear I bought, like, my bits and pieces always seem to not fit in there, and they're like, gonna come out now. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Here I am.
I've had
And
that
it just
issue with
makes
every
wearing
pair of
a
underwear.
Yeah, this is like recent for me. I hate it. It's like
They
if you're
still
at
make
just the
them
right
for,
angle
for big guys like us, you know.
for biggins.
This
For-
tiny
for
dick
the-
underwear for little stupid people.
Yeah. Well, maybe they fit through the threading of the underwear. I don't know, but
Shameful, frankly.
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm amazed that's a thing. Like, and maybe that's always happened, and I've suddenly just noticed it's like a problem, but it sucks.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
That's like-
surprised.
Or you'll wear them inside out, so it'll be like, maybe if I'm a left drifter, it'll, and this goes to the right. And it's like, nope, found a way out to the right, too.
You should write for Seth Rogen.
I should.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Which one's the guy? Is that Seth Rogen?
That was Seth Rogen, yeah.
Okay,
That was Seth
I was
Rogen.
getting confused with, like, the podcast guy. What's his name? John Wayne Spacey, I think.
John Wayne Spacey.
Mixing celebrity actors with murderers is funny.
John Wayne Spacey.
Get it?
I get it.
We'll see. It's like John Wayne the actor and Kevin Spacey the actor. I didn't mean to put
Ed Gein Kelly.
it. Gene Kelly's
Gein-
good. That's good.
Ed Gein Hackman. Yeah.
Mercy. Man,
Sean
I got
Penn Gacy.
John Rogan, that's right. Zalcion wants a 40K movie like Hot Shots of the God of War Emperor being played by Michael Myers or something. That'd be fun. They'll never make a fun movie off of this property. It's too... It's like Lord of the Rings, but like future gore Lord of the Rings. Damn, man, there's another level. I kind of figured a game like this, the price would have ended there. That's nice. That's nice. Real nice. They went and put a lot of levels in.
I just looked up serial killers by kill count, and if you go to Spain, there's a lot more kill count. Like none of these people have American names, and I'm just thinking, no one's ever like, wait, hang on, let me look up a name. No one's ever like, I would love to meet Luis Garavito, Pedro Lopez,
Oh yeah, they're not getting movies made about him.
Javi Iqbal, over 100 kills. It's like, oh,
Damn.
okay.
Jeffrey
100
Dahmer.
proven
I
victims.
don't understand.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer. A lot of other people do though.
I don't know what caused him to do all that, but I'm not a fan of his actions.
I don't understand the inherent need for some people to be like, oh my God, serial killers and mass murderers. Now that gets me off. What? The only way I've had it explained to me that makes any kind of sense is that some people are like, oh, but the power they just demonstrated over the world. Oh, what a strong person that was.
Jackal the Ripper.
I think it's just a thing for people who are like, I like things that people don't like because that's my entire character.
That's true.
The fact that people think this is bad makes it super appealing to me, and I want nothing but this. You can't control me. There's smoking in this boy's room.
Ted Cruz Bundy. They're not even good.
Well, Ted Cruz was the Zodiac killer, remember?
Oh yeah, I forgot. He's a different one now too.
That's my favorite. He like rolled his like
People
find
like
the Zodiac killer.
time-
Like,
God, there was a girl I was seeing at one point. Maybe seeing, but she said she loves serial killers. Like, just was obsessed with them. And I was like, do you think you can change them? What makes them interesting? Like, is it how many people they kill? And she's like, I don't know. I just think they're neat. I wish I understood. Because the problem got to be that I couldn't have conversations because that was kind of like her thing. Was like, I wonder if
I've been around
Jeffrey
people
Dahmer
like
will
that.
think about this. Yeah. it's-
They choose some of the super like I don't mean to say that there's cool serial killers, right?
Yeah.
But there's some where it's like that one really is like, yeah, I like the people that did that one thing that you're not allowed to talk about on because it's oh God, I can't even mention it, right? But you know the one.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Let's see, Michael Moore did a movie on it. Probably narrows it down a little bit, but And if people are like,
killer?
oh, I just love those two, they're the best. And it's like, I can tell you love them because you are, well, like, I don't know why. I don't know why. It doesn't matter why. It's fucking stupid. I feel like that's one where I do get to judge you a little bit.
Man. You haven't seen
I also
Once
feel
Upon a
like it's
Time in
arguing,
Hollywood, right?
arguing with someone who has a humiliation fetish. You just keep saying the wrong thing over and over again. It's like, oh, am I stupid?
No.
Am I your little dum-dum? Am I dumb for you?
That's a weird one.
I love it when this
You
guy
hear my
dies.
impression of Peter Lorre on the toilet?
Ah!
Isn't that the sound in movie trailers?
Maybe. I think every video game should have the main character scream really loud when they die. That's funny to me.
I like that
Stub his
Google
fucking
has like,
toe.
yeah, Google has very media inspired answers. It's like, who are the top 20 serial killers of all time?
Top 20. Best ones.
Yeah.
Why do you have a top
Oh,
20
no.
for fucking serial killers? It makes... The best one was this one. He really set the game. He really changed the game, you know? First it was just about
I wanna
killing,
go back.
but, you know, this guy, he made it something more than just about killing.
I want to go back and give you credit for someone stubbing their toe and going, "Ah!" That is fun. With like the reverb added to it.
I like the sound of, like, you know, somebody's sitting at the couch and the dog licks the back of their neck and scares the shit out of them. Like, ah! Ah!
Oh no!
I love when dogs scare the shit out of people because the dogs always look just as shocked. Like, that scared you? Oh, sorry.
The dog always sucks. Account 1 says that's the sound of when you step on a Lego brick.
Ah!
What is that scream from? Oh, it's my arm!
My arm! Yeah, you gotta do it like a U. Ah! I take a lot of my screams from Carl. The Carl screams are some of the best ones. You're like, ah!
Give me a hug, Fry Man.
Yeah, Carl's eyeballs when he like walks, he starts screaming. It's
We'll craft some
great.
lids for those. You could build him an entire body out of eyeballs, but he couldn't make lids for it. He's like, we'll make some lids for those.
Oh, yeah, now that you mention
No,
it,
why would you?
Prologue is a lot like Dr. Neocortex. A lot of similarity.
we'll graft some lids for
Shit.
those crafts.
Yeah. The body's entirely made of eyeballs.
Crash, we tried to revive you. I was listening to that Lex Lang interview, the really cool one, and he goes like, there was one game where I said, we need to change the drapes in here, and like suddenly, that's how he got the job, he thinks, like. But like, that's so his character, as you're playing through a level and he's like, a little interior lighting would be nice.
I would love a main character that just critiques level design real quick.
Wouldn't that be a Justin Roiland game?
Yeah, now that you mention it, I liked High on Life. That was really fun.
I've never played it, but can we just admit that High on Life was never good?
I mean, a lot of people hated it out of the gate. And like, the characters talk too much. I'm like, it's a comedy game. What do you want?
Yeah, just turn the voices off.
Well, that's like playing a Sierra game and going like, there's a lot of text in this game. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I was playing
Why do they use
Shoot
real
Larry,
faces
and
in
the
all
guy
this
just doesn't
game?
stop talking. It's like, that's like 90% of your interactions of the game is talking. Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, it's lazy.
I was watching Rick and Morty. It was all improvised, and there were a ton of incest jokes. Yeah.
Can you believe they would make jokes about sex? Anyways, look at my Twitter. It's nothing but like me saying, ah, butthole.
Yeah. This is what I would do to this character if I gender swapped and then fucked them. Yeah.
Oh,
right.
I love seeing that person complain about like, and they just talk about sex endlessly. It's like you're calling yourself out there. If somebody made that critique about you, and now you see a TV show doing it, you're like, that's not fair.
That's not nice.
When I posted my incest Homer and Bart drawing, everybody said I was sick. And then Justin Roiland does it.
We were
I'm
talking
sick
about
of his
that
attitude.
because do we know if the person who got fired from that show, do we know if they were actually drawing porn of the characters or not?
Okay, first of all, this isn't a public conversation worth having, but yes, it was known that they were drawing pornography of the main characters. And yes, when they got fired, I didn't explicitly have anything to do with that. But I'll say this: while there is a lot of porn drawn, there's a bit of an exaggeration in media to where it's like, oh, the people who worked on Disney that you the porn. It's like not every artist was like super keen on that.
No.
Like, yeah, and it's just part of the business. So some people actually are like, that's gross, please stop. And like, no. And if you say and if you tell me not to do it, I'll cause you all sorts of issues. So the answer is just don't have them back.
Yeah, okay. Well, you gave me the answer I wanted, but it's one of those things.
I do think it is funny we live in a world where there's like HR and like, oh, don't do this to your coworkers or that to the coworkers. Like, yeah, I work on this cartoon and I like to draw SpongeBob spreading his asshole. I'm the lead animator. I'll just say this publicly, by the way. It's like, what?
Oh. Well, it's one of those things, too, where it's like, God, I think we talked about, like, The Simpsons in particular. Like, if you knew someone who's like, oh, yeah, I like drawing the best Lisa lesbian scene. It's like, whoa.
You have to work at Fox one day. Yeah.
No, someone who does work at Fox, and they'd be like, and then here's Smithers and Barney making out.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have a phone call with you.
You please stop publishing on Twitter. It's like, oh, I don't know. I think I'll cause a fucking ruckus if you do that. And they're like, okay, and then they just don't have them back. It's usually how it goes.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It's fun. It reminds me of that person who like lost their internship at NASA because they said, everybody shut the fuck up and suck my balls because I have a fucking internship at fucking NASA. And this one old guy's like, maybe you shouldn't be using such profanity. And she's like, suck my fucking balls, you fucking idiot. You R-word, 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 R-word.
That
and
can't
it turns
be
out,
true.
No, it's true. It turns out the guy that she didn't say the R-word, I don't think, but
okay.
yeah, she's yelling at turned out to be like the guy who handles like a lot of stuff at NASA, and he's like, well, all right, and terminated their internship. Pretty fun. That got a Seth Rogen laugh out of you. Oh, life ruination.
If I laugh and I'm like facing the right direction every once in a while, I laugh by going like Carl. And I still think that's funny. It's like I just pepper them in. It's an RNG, and every once in a while you land on the Carl laugh.
I do find it funny when people get upset about a fake laugh. It's like, dude, they're trying to show that they appreciate the humor and something, man. There are sometimes I find something hilarious and my facial expression is deadpan because I'm tired. I don't feel like going.
That's true.
I'd rather have the person who just goes and instead of the person like when I say rolling on the floor laughing my ass off, I mean it. I actually just start flailing about.
I used to have a guy who'd comment on all my videos and always write laughs to myself. I was like, okay. I don't know if you're insulting me, but okay. And I think he was just really literal, you know? Laughs to myself.
I've gotten positive critique for that. It's like, is this somebody is this guy shitting on me? It's like, no, it's communication error. Man, the heavy bolter kicks ass. Yeah, this game gets better and better as it goes through. It's got a bit of slow burn at the start, but it's nice. It's a nice slow burn. A little on the easy side, you know, and they amp it up on you. It's kind of like in universe for Warhammer, because the real regular guys ain't what you're worried about. It's like some weird looking alien thing that just like rips the universe in half. Like punch you in the face. Good stuff. If it weren't for this Warhammer series, you wouldn't have no Gears of War, or like probably even Doom because of the Space Marine thing. Like they really explored like what if they did space warfare like it was World War I, but also it had monsters. And that was the big question.
Sense.
I do like the idea of like this wouldn't work for a TV show. It'd be like The Simpsons in the future. That'd be interesting for one episode, but for Warhammer or anything like this, it's like, oh yeah, I want to do a whole fucking thing about what if Lord of the Rings was 40,000 years in the future, the year 40,000. But yeah, just listen to that, the year 40,000. That's like somebody, remember the year 2000? Oh, the year 2000? What, we have flying cars? This was like 40,000. I like that it's so future in the fictional world that it is pretty much unrecognizable compared to the fantasy world version, except for some symbolism. Like some of the symbolism from 40,000 years ago remains, which is similar to what we have in real life with the Jesus cross and what have you.
Yeah, that made it.
Funny enough, and this probably is a bad thing to talk about, people will likely remember the Jesus cross longer than all the other ones because that's one you're allowed to put into things. Like you're not allowed to put Gandhi into what's it called, Clone High, because
That's
like
true.
it pisses them off. So people just aren't gonna know about Gandhi, right? They're gonna know about Abe Lincoln, Cleopatra, and them because you're allowed to. I always find that kind of funny, like the counterintuitive censorship, where it's like actually you're doing your whole thing a disservice because you're gonna forget what it is. You have no media reach.
Yeah.
Waste my vortex grenade. Oh well. Oh, it hurts me too. Oops. I like the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's actually Spiral Mouth.
I need that for Doom or this, like a remake of the soundtrack, but all a cappella.
There's a version of the opening. Yeah, there's a version of the opening of Doom with
Yeah, I need the whole fucking soundtrack like that. That'd be awesome.
Someone did a version of the original Crash theme with that where it's like, and I'm like, I would just watch that.
Oh, they did a funeral march for me like that.
Tyler.
Well, yeah, it is a scat work.
Steven Tyler. It's
Oh, look
Steven
at this!
Tyler.
Look at this multi-dimensional bullshit. Look at that! Ain't that fun? MC Escher.
Oh, hey, look at that.
We're dealing with Universal Terror now. This is some HP Hatecraft. I can't hit this fucking thing. It does not want to be in the hit zone. Why is that one so smart? Oh fuck! I'm back to the port. Oh no! I think it broke. What the? Get off me! Why is that one so good? I like it when they take advantage of altered perspective in video games. It's fun. Oh,
This
down I
video
go.
game altered my perspective.
This is a pretty good game. I think I give this game a 4.5 out of 10. I love it. It's my
I would
favorite.
like to say that this game gets a 5.5 out of 10, Hellblade. And
Oh my god.
it is a very good game. It is a very professionally made game. I'm having
This
a
is
very
an
good time playing
unprecedented
it.
event. A 5.5
Hey,
out of 10.
it's
That
me.
is the highest score you've ever given. Are you okay today, man? What's wrong?
I don't know what else to tell you other than this is a perfect game. This is a game that changed who I was fundamentally.
Paradigms.
Paradigms have been shifted.
I wish I had a
Thank you for
paradigms.
watching. And then I could afford most of a gumball.
Zalzion says a 40k should work if it reveled in its schlocky and stupidity. Yeah, it needs to like in Lord of the Rings, you know, Gandalf is very proudly Gandalf, and you know, second breakfast, and like the dwarf and the elf, like that works. But then
Heather,
if you
you are
water it
doing a lot of
down,
falling.
falling again, falling in the
I'm
wrath of
falling
the
again.
ages.
And now I'm going to die.
Look in the middle with you.
Clowns in the left and jokers in the wide.
I would love if I was playing Halo in the middle of it, like you're just in a mission, you're stuck in the middle with you. Nothing that I could do.
Well,
Like
I
what?
don't know what I can do tonight. I really. Isn't that from Reservoir Dogs? The dance number?
God, I
Just
don't
cut the
remember.
dude's ear off.
Probably, yeah.
I've never seen that movie, but like someone made a video. It's like the importance of music in movies, and it's just Bruce Willis turning on the. Was it not Bruce Willis? Who the fuck wasn't that? It was
God, I think it was the other guy.
No, yeah, it was
John Travolta, right?
John Travolta, yeah, and he's doing the.
God, I
he's
forget
kinda
he
like
exists
moonwalking
sometime. Oh,
with- He's like cutting the dude's ear off and like talking into it. Hello. That was good.
That Quentin Tarantino is a real up and comer. He should keep making movies.
he's a foot above the rest.
I would like to hear his thoughts on the Manson family in the year 2018, or whenever that came out. But for now, I hope he does Kill Bill Part 3, and Kill Bill Part 4, and Kill Bill Part 5. If he has time.
I need a
Inglourious
universe.
Basterds 2. Yeah, I need a cinematic universe.
If it doesn't have a universe, I don't even fucking watch. Waste of my
It's one of my
time.
favorite It's one of my favorite Red Letter Media things. Is Mike Stacklasa goes, I just had a vision of Tarantino walking out in front of a big billboard, like a big chart, and he goes, "This is my plan for the next 10 years," and there's just a list of movie titles.
God.
Yeah, the Kill Bill cinematic universe.
I don't need everything to feed into everything else. One of the nice things about a movie is that it's like just one thing. It's kind of like a video game.
Yeah.
If I had to play Crash 1 to play Crash 2, I guess I'd just be a Crash 2 fan because I go, I don't know what happens in the first fucking game. Because I refuse to just,
Yeah.
you know, mandatory viewing. Forget that. That still makes The Simpsons fun to watch. If there's a bad episode, I don't have to like watch the follow-ups to the bad episode. I think I go through every door with the red thing next to it. I think I'm making this harder on myself than I need to.
It is funny, yeah, it is funny that with The Simpsons, though, no matter how much everyone's like, I can't catch up with the new ones, it's like, if you play one from season 35 next to an episode from season 3, you'd be like, oh, these are pretty much... They're in essence the same world. But then you look at, like... God, what... People really like serialized shows now, but you have to be like, and then you watch this one in order to watch this one. This
Well, a
is a puzzle that you
serialized
must get
show
through.
will trick even like the most stalwart person or stoic person, whatever you want to choose, into like binge watching the whole thing. And then once you binge watch something, whether you liked it a whole lot or just a little bit, you're now a fan because now it's in your head.
Right, you've now absorbed all that world.
Yeah, and that
My
binge
grandpa-
watch will happen when you're sick or bored or got nothing to do and all that. And like the more advanced, like, you know, a good episode of The Simpsons is a lot more rare because, like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it. I guess I'm biased. I don't like serialized stuff anymore.
My grandpa, I got him into watching Doctor Who and stuff like that, and it's funny to me now because every once in a while he'll be like, I watched the one where he goes to time prison. I'm like, that was like 10 years ago, and he's like, oh yeah, I guess it was. Like, that one seems new to me, and I can't tell if that's age or just he's like, I've watched 6,000 fucking Doctor Who episodes. I know
That is
I'm
Doctor
sure
Who
I've seen all
episodes.
these.
I've watched like 6,000 TV shows. I've read
Yeah,
6,000
exactly.
books.
Like talking
Oh,
to
I
him
keep
about
going
Gravity's
higher.
Rainbow, and he's like, I got bored through the first 10 pages. There's 50,000 other sci-fi books I read, and I was like, oh yeah, you've had a lot of time just to read books and like absorb media. Why would you care about my one fucking thing?
Fair enough. Isaac, well, first of all, I'm gonna get to Zalcion says we need more standalone movies again. I agree. Isaac asked, what's my favorite video game? Shotgun, flat cannon, Unreal Tournament. Secondary fires a grenade launcher, primary fire shoots a bunch of heavy pieces of metal that bounce off of everything. And I love weapons that just bounce off of things because they're horribly dangerous to everybody. Hey, Arbok. That's Cobra backwards.
Oh my god.
I love the Alucard thing. He's like, did you know Alucard is Dracula backwards? Like, I pieced that together because who the fuck would name themselves Alucard? Yeah. Like, what country is that from? It's France.
What happens if if the person goes missing? Alucard.
That was pretty good. Alucard.
No, it wasn't. I'm tired. Alucard.
Nah, that's not bad.
What
Honestly,
happens if
you're performing better in humor than I am at this puzzle. Oh God.
Yeah, but it's just repetition.
I guess. Like I feel like I'm supposed to go through the doors with this fucking symbol on it.
Yeah.
But then like one of them just shoots me out in this area that doesn't really like have a lot of that going on. Also, I can't tell if I'm going forward or backwards.
Yeah.
You helped out on Ghostwire. Arena of the Dead has a shotgun that doubles as a triple jump. I've seen Ghostwire. I didn't need to pick that up, but oh, my gaming budget's a little tight lately. Mainly because Tears of the Kingdom was $70. Like, everything's expensive, which is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that, I guess, but what it's worth. Hey, maybe I go through here. I do like in a place that's themed on madness, they put in one of teleport. I hate teleporter puzzles. I never can do them. I got okay spatial awareness, but not like, oh fuck, tremendously good.
Have I not just been watching you go
keys.
through the same portal 40 times?
Most of them are different, but yeah, I'm figuring it out. But like
okay.
this part, so I go through that portal and it drops me here, right out of there.
Yeah.
And I assume I want to go up higher, but from here there's no real clear like line of path. I see some red down there, and maybe I gotta follow the red.
And then maybe if I follow the red, I will find exactly what I need.
I mean, it kind of looks like the symbol I've been running through, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense. The same symbol. So I need to follow wherever I see this symbol. I need to go. That works. This is like a Doctor Who problem. I've seen this symbol before, Watson.
I saw it in a Doctor Who episode.
That would be, like, why hasn't he seen episodes of his show? I think about it.
They're written by the same guy.
Yeah, it should be like, oh, how did you know how to get out of that one, Doctor Who? It's like, oh, you didn't see that one?
There's a really funny episode where they're like, Sherlock Holmes is here to see you. Good job. And then one of the guys goes, you mean Sherlock's gonna meet the doctor? And they're like, yeah. And then Doctor Who comes out dressed as Sherlock, and he's like, yeah, my name's Sherlock. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, no, I'm Sherlock Holmes. And he's like, Sherlock Holmes isn't real, stupid. And Doctor's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm Doctor Who. You saw through my brilliant test. And I like that. He could obviously just have them meet each other. He wrote both shows.
He's interacted with fiction.
Usually in the guise of them being fiction, though.
Yeah, you tell me Doctor Who can't, like, interact with Mickey Mouse? I find that hard to believe. He's the Doctor.
Oh, there's a good series called Doctor Who's Broke Canon. And it's just like talking about like comics that are canon and shit like that. And in one of the Marvel comics, it turns out that Doctor Who's like Spider-Man's best friend. And he's met like multiple Spider-Mans and given them advice.
That's cool. Spider-Man is not
Yeah,
one
it's
of
like-
those things where I wouldn't like guess, but I'm like, no, it works. It totally works.
Yeah, that works. They can hang out. Yeah, why not?
All right, Hellbent, I'm about to get ready for my new day at work.
No, Brian, watch me play this game, Gamecock.
I can do that without talking.
It's fun.
I get to
Gamecock.
split the tips tonight. I made $2.50
Yeah.
before YouTube takes the chunk out.
Yeah, you made sorry, Brian, you made 50. You made sorry, not 50% because YouTube takes 30. So you made
Yeah.
you made
I made
20%
70
of
cents. Yeah. I think I made 70 cents is my brain guesstimate, my ballpark.
estimate.
West to me.
Alright, Hellbent, I'm running away now. You have yourself a lovely evening. Do you want me to send you the butthead frames?
Oh yeah, send that over. That'll be fun.
Alright, I'll see you, buddy.
Later. Brian's gotta go work. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta turn his thing off. Because he's not actually here. I can't tell you what muck is backwards. Probably huck. I wish I had to wait for that to automatically turn off. But we're not there yet. Fuck! Okay, we're fine. Shit. I do wish the vaulting were a little more consistent, but all in all, for the price of this game, I'm having a damn good time. Okay, I gotta go up that way, but my mantle is kind of weak. Good night, Kai. I mean, it makes sense you'd bounce off things, but I want to go to this teleporter. I'm gonna get ambushed. I'm telling you. Good night, Zalcian. Always good to see you, man.
Respondents have detected information on the power source. True. Seems the foul heretics are still one step ahead of us. These files have their clumsy marks all over them. The fragments inside some kind of vault. You'll have to move quickly if you're to get there before that infernal sorcerer.
Cool. We shall know no fear. This doesn't even look hardly retro, this part. This looks kind of futury with all the polygons, but I like it. I do like that this is a whole ass video game. Because, you know, usually one would have probably ended at that character. Been like, well, you got your $20 worth, right? I do like levels that start with you standing in a place and enemies slowly start meandering around and they're like, hey, come and get you. But I think this is a fair stopping point. About 4 hours. We got through the first chapter. Very fun. Isaac Orr says, fun fact, Dracula means son of the dragon. Interesting. Arbok, what's my favorite Pokemon? I don't know. Snorlax is funny. Yours is Arbok, I assume. Or the snake, Eskins or whatever. Good night, Cobalt. Yeah. Anyways, this is a little extra stream. A little extra stream for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow, probably, with something, maybe. I don't exactly know. I didn't plan to do this tonight either. But, you know, here we are. All right, Discord, though. Discord tends to crash after I talk with Brian. I think he has, like, some kind of awful effect on the service. Anyways. Hey, thank you, Isaac Orr. Thank you, dude. I do like how when you idle, the guy just starts reading the Bible. Nice. Little touches. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, but if I'm here, I'll be here. I'll do Aqua Teen Hunger Force again someday. A lot of people missed that one. That's sad. I'll have to do a Broodwitch run or something. I'll have to see if there's any other way to make the Aqua Teen game interesting, or if there's something for me to unlock that would be fun that's not gonna immediately result in a claim from Time Warner. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, Doom and Halo did good. So favorite FPS generation with 133 votes. 51% says Doom. 33% says Halo. 15% says Half-Life 1. And 0% says Lawbreakers. That may be the first time we've had a 0 ever. Like, one vote could have pushed that to 1%, but nobody even touched that one. That's awesome. Anyhow. My character has some light reading to do before he goes to Betty bye. I'm gonna go on ahead and relax. Maybe we'll come back in an odd hour for Tears of the Kingdom, but we'll see. We'll see. Tears of the Kingdom is a fun game and all, but I don't want to endlessly play that, you know? It's good to mix it up once in a while. Little variety wouldn't kill you. And we got more chapters of this to play down the road, so that's gonna be fun. Anyhow. That's going to be it for tonight. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you chatting. Thank you for clicking, liking, all that. It really helps. YouTube demands it, and now I have to vicariously demand it on their behalf. So thank you for that. I appreciate you, again, interacting. Every little thing you do, whether you're watching, chatting, or whatever, voting on polls, I appreciate it. Always thank you to Brian for dropping by. And thank you for your ridiculous generosity. Sleepy Dog Zone, I appreciate the tip. Y'all have a good week. I hope Wednesday finds you well. We're halfway to the weekend almost. We're getting there. We'll survive. Have a good night.